We're alive.
We're still alive. We're still alive.
I'm only just alive.
Yeah.
Just alive, yeah.
Yeah.
We three are much closer to the end.
Exactly. And I'm the closest. I'm the closest.
No,
Well, I don't know.
You ladies live longer.
Yeah.
I'm the closest. Or
I mean,
it
you
could be
never know.
Nigel could be the closest.
I might get hit by a bus, tomorrow. You never know. Never know. Ha ha.
That happened already, didn't it?
Oh, dear. Right.
I'm really trying to sit up straight lately. I've really stopped. I want to try to stop slouching as much.
I got red nose. Where did I get a red nose from?
Nicky the red-nosed reindeer. I have a friend that every 25th of the month has to send me a text going, 8 months till Christmas, 4 months till Christmas.
Oh, God.
She just does it
like
because
Christmas.
she knows it annoys me.
I have a friend.
A friend?
Really, I do.
Well, if you're talking about me, we're not friends anymore. Hey, Tim Van Ram.
I thought I had a friend.
Oh, his
Hi,
internet's
Tim.
down at home, but he's headed to the RV. Well, that's
Has
dedication.
he got internet in the RV?
Sounds
Wow.
like
Must. Oh,
I wonder if he's got Starlink.
I don't know. Let's ask him.
Well, I don't know.
Hey, Tim,
Hey, Van
do you have
Ram.
Starlink?
Did you use your
else was I
Starlink at
gonna
all when you were on your trip, Jeff?
I did. Yes, I used it for all the internet that I used on when I was at Camp Scholler at Oshkosh.
Nice.
Absolutely did. Yep.
Very good. Very good. Very, very good.
Okay, we got that.
Well,
got
we
that. Oh,
have the three oldies here, but Dr. Steph and AJ will be joining us when they finish that thing called work. Whatever that is.
work.
Whatever that
Work.
is.
Work.
It's been
Very good.
I wish that guy had done some more of those. I thought they were hilarious, those little cartoons he did.
Well,
Stop
I guess he just came
action.
out with, or is it no, it's not the guy that does this. Is it the guy that does the puppet
Yeah, I think it
thing,
is.
or is that a different guy?
I thought it was the.
Oh, I think it's a different guy, isn't it?
Oh,
Oh, I don't know. I don't
remember.
know.
I'm not sure. I'm just not sure.
But the puppet guy was good. Speed Tape Airlines, that was
Yeah.
good.
Speed Tape Airlines, right?
Yeah, I guess he just came out. I think Steph shared something
Yes,
that he just came out
somebody
with.
shared something.
Somebody was talking about all those buttons. Don't do anything. All you do is
buttons.
like hold on to the yoke and push the fly button.
Of course, absolutely.
The buttons.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, wait. Down here, I'm thinking maybe I need to download one more movie thing here.
Never enough downloads, right, Jeff? Never enough downloads.
Never enough.
Never enough.
Okay.
How's your
And
speed there in the APG headquarters? How's your internet
My speed?
Yeah. Is it pretty good?
why is it showing?
No. I just because I was just doing a speed test. I just was
Oh, okay.
curious.
Well, let me take a look. See here.
Tim's stealing his internet from a landlord.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Nothing like internet theft.
This is interesting. Download is 176, which is pretty
Yes.
good.
It's okay.
Upload is 939.
What?
What? Oh my God!
Usually it's like the other way around. If it's going to be
Exactly.
asymmetric, it's going
Yeah,
to be,
dude.
yeah.
Mine is download 741 and upload 31.2.
So that's normal asymmetric.
Yeah. What the heck? Well, they know you're a famous podcaster, so
That's got to be it,
that's got to be it.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me unshare my keynote and then add something there. I'm going to try to talk
do you
about.
need me to unshare my keynote? I guess you
No,
did.
no, no. You're fine.
It's
it's
your,
a
your
movie
video
thing.
keynote. I got it.
Yeah, yeah.
I understand.
I'm going to try to get through
Yes, I know what that part.
the thing.
The thing,
For
yeah.
getting to know us. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wish
All
me
right.
luck.
No.
It may not. I might have. I have. If I stop my camera and my microphone, you'll know why.
Understand. Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, but I'm going to give it the good old
Gone to
college try
old
or
school
whatever.
try. Yeah.
The old school try. Yeah.
Well, it's not bad today. I've got 940 down and 58
Ooh.
up.
That's
Yikes.
excellent. Boy. Smoke, Captain Nick, you are smoking hot.
Yeah,
Let me say you're
indeed.
smoking hot.
Well, why is it
Fast mover.
like
Why is what?
Liz? You just froze to me. So we're talking about
she
internet.
glitched.
Oh,
for
okay,
me too.
you too. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't know
Not
what
just me
that
then.
was because I'm on my Ethernet, but
I don't know.
let's see what my speed
Oh,
is now.
it'll just be a loose wiggly.
Oh, maybe it was my speed test disconnecting.
Could be.
I don't know. Did something weird happen with it? No, it's still
Yeah.
super fast.
I
So,
was thinking it was my end, but I'm glad
no.
that it was not. Oh, that's right. I can't do that. I gotta stop.
Neil's got a
Sharing.
beer. Wine is in the fridge, but he hasn't done a thing for dinner yet. Oh dear, Neil. Isn't it 9:00 over there? You
Don't
eat
worry,
out of-
Neil. There's a pork chop in every pint.
You just don't have to chew it.
Yes, indeed. So it's ideal for us
Or
old
put it
guys
in a
without any
blender.
teeth.
If you have dentures, and no problem.
Yeah.
You don't even have to put it in the blender.
Chop
Okay.
in a blender. Ugh. All right, are we kind of getting
Yum.
close there, bud?
Yeah, I'm kind of getting close, baby.
All right. All right.
I see
push
recorders
me.
on.
All right. All right.
All right, let me look at the current show and look at the lineup here. And we've got Dr. Steph, Captain Nick, AJ Schramm, and Liz Piper. And I'm thinking
Have
maybe
you got your recorder on?
I have not.
I think Tim Van Ram and I thought about it simultaneously.
Okay. Let me do this first, please.
Got a nice bishop's finger. I guess that's a beer, Neil. I'm hoping it is.
Otherwise,
I
you
don't wanna
probably
know
already
any-
told us more than
Yes,
we want to know.
Exactly. Just keep that to yourself if it's not
Yeah,
a beer.
please don't share these
No,
things. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to
ready for your
share
countdown?
again. Hang on. Let me get
Hang on.
the keynote thing shared again.
Oh, yeah, I see. Hi, Micah. Happy day after your birthday. Happy birthday +1.
Yeah, sounds like you had a good birthday celebration.
Very good. I don't know very many people born in August. I'm trying to think of how many people I know. I think I only know a couple.
So if they were born in August, what month were they conceived? That's the question.
November.
Wow, that was
Yeah,
quick.
you see, it wasn't anything special in November. Get a lot of
Okay.
September babies because that's Christmas, isn't it?
So I'm gonna
everyone's
tell you
getting their
something.
Christmas presents.
My two brothers, one was born on November 24th, one was born on November 25th, and I was born on March 7th. The boys were conceived on my parents' wedding anniversary, and I was conceived on my father's birthday. That's what I figure, given the dates.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
Nice.
sense.
There are two ladies outside of my apartment here on the street looking at my apartment with some kind of a clipboard or something.
They're trying to find the airline pilot guy.
Yeah.
I think maybe. And one of them is an Asian woman.
Oh. Well, do you
Think
want
it
to
might
be?
be my
Do you
lucky
want to
day.
delay the show then, Jeff?
Yeah, I might. Now, I don't know if they're looking at my apartment. The one next to me, the one bedroom
Is for
on
rent?
one side is open.
Oh. Maybe
mean,
you're going
it's-
to have a new neighbor. That's
You
a nice
never know.
thought, isn't it?
I'm sorry, what? Or did you say something? Where am I? What are we doing here? Oh, we're doing a show. Okay.
We're doing a show. We're trying to do a show.
Let's do. We've already done the Radio Roger test, and it looks like
how's our audio there in the chat room?
Yeah. Check. How is it, everybody?
How's it?
How's it going?
How's it going out there?
Oh, I see. Neil's got a bishop's finger.
Yeah, we were just talking
at the
about
moment.
that.
Yeah, that's why we were
that's
saying
nice.
you're sharing too much.
If it isn't a beer, we don't want to know about it.
It's good. It's good beer. Good brew, bishop's finger.
Oh, it is a beer. Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
media
nobody's saying
settings.
anything, so I guess the audio's okay. Or else they didn't hear
Yeah.
it. Jeff's volume is fine, but he sounds like he's over-modulating, says Micah.
Oh, okay. Good. Thank you for letting me know, because it did sound that way to me on the last show, too, when I was listening to it after the fact.
God, that's a big margarita you've got there, Liz.
No, it's my
she's
Italian lemon soda that I love.
Oh.
Made in Italy.
So you mix that with vodka or what?
I haven't. I've thought of it, but I haven't gone there. Ever since I had that unfortunate incident when Jeff was at the cottage, I haven't touched any alcohol since then. And I don't plan to anytime soon.
Fair
Some
enough.
strong rosé,
Oh, my God.
sparkling rosé.
Whoa!
Oh,
Kind of
really?
kicked me in the butt.
Oh, God. Honestly, Jeff had cooked these lovely steaks and everything. I think I made it through most of the steak. And then I just said, I think I have to go and lie down now. And I just,
And then she was gone.
I was gone.
All right. Didn't see her until the next day.
Yeah. And I was fine the
Wow.
next day. I felt fine. Yeah, I was pretty looped.
Now she's
Can't
taking her
hold my
shirt
liquor.
off.
Can't hold my
Oh, my
liquor.
goodness.
Okay, are we
Oh, her
ready now?
sweatshirt. No, I'm still a little distracted.
Stop it.
What they're
Hey,
doing. I'm just trying to figure out what they're
Do
doing.
you remember that note you sent to us the other day?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Okay. They're walking away now. So let me get the countdown thing.
You're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show.
The view from our side of the cockpit door.
WAPG, it's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Airline Pilot Guy, episode 672.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Hello, you're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy show, the view from our side of the cockpit door, with your host, Captain Jeff, broadcasting live from APG headquarters in Roswell, Georgia. Today's show is recorded the week of August 4th, 2025.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy. Put your light and he's flying by. With the Airline Pilot Guy.
In today's episode, a flight's fire during takeoff raises new concerns about evacuation safety. And a pilot says something to ATC he's not supposed to. You're an idiot. Also ahead, more news and your feedback. So get all settled in. Tray tables and seat backs in the upright and locked positions. Electronic devices powered on. I'm Radio Roger, and Flight 672 is ready for pushback.
Thank you, Radio Roger. He is an award-winning TV and radio reporter, currently at the #1 all-news station in the nation, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM in
New York City!
Welcome to the Airline Pilot Guy Show. It's an aviation podcast covering the latest in aviation news and answering your great feedback. I'm Captain Jeff, a former U.S. Air Force pilot and retired Delta Airlines captain. And joining me today from his studio,
in Hartford, Hereford, and Hampshire.
retired professional photographer, former RAF, RAAF fighter pilot, retired Airbus A330, A340 captain for Virgin Transatlantic Airways. It's Captain Nick.
Hello, Jeff. You invented a new airline. Well done. Hi, Liz, and looking forward to seeing everyone else come. Now, APG 672, KLM flight KL 672.
Hang on. Damn
What?
it.
What happened?
Uh-oh.
Did I say that I had my recorder on?
Well, we asked you, and I
Did I say that?
Well,
I think
you
I was a
were-
little distracted.
I think you were, looking out the window.
Yeah, I just answered what I thought I should say. But it was not on. Damn it.
Can
Okay,
you have
they're
that
both
chat
on now.
soon, Jeff, please? Nothing. Nick knows what I said.
I didn't hear. I'm sorry. I wish I had now. You can't repeat it, obviously. Come on. Let's get a move on.
I think I got the context. Okay.
All right, so we're starting all over again.
No, we're gonna. I can start with and joining us from across the pond.
Okay.
Blah blah blah.
Okay.
And joining me. All right, and oh wait, no, the other stuff's not going to be there.
All right, do the countdown again. Let's go.
Oh, by the way, whoever turned the slideshow off, you didn't get to the end of the airline pilot guy show bit. At the end, I don't know whose job it is to turn that off.
Oh, it was me, but
could-
Jeff was already yakking, so I thought I better.
Oh, you just got to leave it one more second.
All right. We know what we're talking about, Jeff.
I'm
Well,
just
when the show
yakking
title
because
comes up in the middle of the camera, there in the middle of the screen,
okay,
if just
so I need
wait
to
for
pay
the
attention
words
to that.
to appear.
Okay, then I will try to pay that close attention to that. I didn't
No,
know
it
how to do
doesn't
that.
matter if you start talking or not. I mean, it's just
Okay.
a visual thing, not an audio thing.
You're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show.
What happened there?
PG, it's the airline pilot guy.
Airline Pilot Guy, episode 672.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the airline pilot guy.
Hello, you're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy show, the view from our side of the cockpit door, with your host, Captain Jeff, broadcasting live from APG headquarters in Roswell, Georgia. Today's show is recorded the week of August 4th, 2025.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the airline pilot guy. Picture light and he's flying by. With the airline pilot guy.
In today's episode, a flight's fire during takeoff raises new concerns about evacuation safety. And a pilot says something to ATC he's not supposed to. Also ahead, more news and your feedback. So get all settled in. Tray tables and seat backs in the upright and lock positions. Electronic devices powered on. I'm Radio Roger, and Flight 672 is ready for pushback.
Thank you, Radio Roger. He is an award-winning TV and radio reporter, currently at the #1 all-news station in the nation on 1010 Winds, 92.3 FM in
New York City!
Welcome to the Airline Pilot Guy Show. It's an aviation podcast covering the latest in aviation news and answering your great feedback. I'm Captain Jeff, a former U.S. Air Force pilot and a retired Delta Airlines captain. And joining me today from his studio,
In Hartford, Hereford, and Hampshire.
retired professional dogtographer, I'm just reading it, former RAF, RAAF fighter pilot, retired Airbus A330, A340 captain for Virgin Transatlantic Airways. Again, just reading it. It's Captain Nick.
Hi there, Jeff. Someone's going to mess about with this, otherwise it's not funny. Okay, APG 672. Now, KLM had a flight KL 672 from Montreal to Amsterdam Schiphol, and it was the last scheduled passenger flight to be operated by an MD-11. And that was worldwide. It marked not only the end of KLM's MD-11 operations, but also a significant moment in aviation history as it ended the era of regularly scheduled fast passenger flights with the MD-11. And a lot of people would say, thank the Lord for that. But I know for a fact that the airplane was crammed full of MD-11 fans who had a great trip.
Yeah, they're still using that airplane on
FedEx.
like carrying freight, but not a lot of passenger
Not
carrying.
passengers.
I believe.
People
Yeah.
would often say that passengers just freight with legs, but
True.
It hauls boxes now. Get
It does haul boxes.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Is he here this week?
No, he's not around.
Okay. I haul boxes not here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we do expect to have 2 more hosts joining us as the show is in progress today. But we're going to finally introduce from her studio in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, retired financier and aviation enthusiast, spreadsheet master, and our producer. It's Liz Piper.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Liz.
Hope you're
Bye-bye,
doing
Liz.
well. Yeah. Get out of here.
Bye, guys. Have a good show.
We
Thanks.
will, don't worry.
Bye.
Stand by for news.
Alrighty, we have a video actually, but let me talk a little bit about the first news item from the Aviation Herald. Simon Radecki, an American Airlines Boeing 737-8 MAX, registration November 306, Southwest, Sierra Whiskey. Whoa, that's interesting. An American Airlines Boeing 737-8 MAX registration with a Southwest. Maybe the SW stands for something else. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to have that throw me off. Performing flight 3023 from Denver, Colorado to Miami, Florida, with 173 passengers and 6 crew. Had been taxiing out to Denver's runway 8, lined up, but then requested runway 17 left due to the winds, vacated the runway, taxied to runway 17 left, lined up, requested runway 35 right due to winds,
Good Lord.
vacated again, taxied across the airfield to runway 34 left, lined up, was cleared for takeoff. By the way, I'll insert something here. This is a very high altitude airport, and these are very long runways. So this 737 MAX is like doing a lot of traveling on the ground, just to kind of give you an idea of what may be happening here. So they were clear for takeoff on runway 34 left and accelerated for takeoff about 35 minutes after beginning taxi. 35 minutes of taxiing at a high altitude. Probably hot too. We have the METAR a little bit further down. I forgot what the temperature was. Anyway, at about 125 knots over the ground, the left-hand main gear strut collapsed. At about there's a tire kind of going off to the side. Let's see. The aircraft skidded to a stop on the runway on the nose gear, the right main gear, and left-hand engine. And a fire started below the aircraft. The tower advised the crew, "You are actually on fire." Not just a pretend virtual fire, but you're actually on fire.
Real fire.
An emergency evacuation via slides was initiated. Paramedics checked 7 people with minor injuries. One of them was taken to a local hospital. Okay. Let's see. The airline reported all 173 passengers and 6 crew safely evacuated. A combination of blown tires and the deceleration of the aircraft resulted in a minor brake fire. A passenger reported there was a loud bang and strong vibrations, and the aircraft slowed. A round piece of debris was rolling away from the aircraft. We call those tires. While the aircraft
Well, that's
slowed
why
down.
the registration was SW. It's separated wheel.
Oh, ooh, that's a good one. Here, let me see. I meant to do this one. There we go. Very good, very good. So we do have some video of the evacuation, and let's pay close attention.
This is
Let's
like
pay close attention.
It's like the clowns in the circus come on with one of those cars that collapses, you know.
You picked a bad time to leave me loose, wheel. Very, very clever.
Very good.
Okay, here we go, and let me I'll hit the button right here. All right, so we have people evacuating, and we're looking at the L2 door, the right front. Ooh, ow, that was a face plant right there. A lot of people are carrying more than just their beings, but they're carrying other items like luggage.
There's the odd handbag, and look at this. There's a bloke with his child and a huge bag.
Yeah, well, we're not finished yet. Let's see if anybody else leaves with... lots of luggage there. Oh, there's another one with the rollerboard.
Fell over.
And a child that he drops and smashes into the ground and is crying. Yeah. Well done. Well done, people. Nice. Yeah. Good job. Yeah. We're being sarcastic. Yeah. Tim Van Rem says, so much for the exit row, folks, staying to help egress at the bottom of the slide. No kidding. No, nobody's down there helping anybody. I think a lot of the people that were doing face plants could have been prevented had we had somebody down there to help catch these people, or stop them from banging into the concrete.
Mind you, to be fair, the ABPs, the able-bodied persons that are normally put by exits and things, usually only get a really detailed briefing to remind them of their duties if it's a premeditated issue. And this wasn't. This was a bit of a surprise right at the beginning of the flight. So to a certain extent, I've got to have a bit of sympathy with them, because I don't think the cabin crew will have specifically briefed and reminded the people down there to go to do that job.
Right. Okay, well, I think the ABPs, I saw a few of them running away, so they were
very ably running away. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, we just thought we'd roger that. I'll introduce him momentito. Anyway, so we just wanted to kind of show you that, and again, the word is just not getting out to people that they're supposed to leave their luggage on the aircraft, and only bring themselves off the jet. Anyway, let's see here. I have something to say right now, and it is to introduce somebody. Oh, look at it. There he is. From the Northwoods of the Atlanta suburbs, a race car driver, chef, commercial, multi-engine instrument rated pilot with an interest in anything with enough horsepower to kill him. It's AJ Tran.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Hi AJ, you're on top of the world there.
Yeah, got a good view.
Yeah, sitting in your tower.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm hoping that you'll be able to help us discern the final report on an incident involving that work environment at an airport in Rio. Yeah. So, very apropos.
Look forward to it.
All right. So let me fade that out. So welcome, sir. And so we've only covered one item so far. It was an emergency evacuation of an American Airlines 737-8 MAX. And,
we haven't really talked about why the gear collapsed.
Oh, yeah, we should probably do that. So
why did
what
the
do you
gear
think?
collapse, Jeff?
Well, so I kind of try to throw out some clues, like all that driving around at a very high altitude. Do we ever determine what the temperature was on that METAR? I know the winds were pretty, they are at Denver International, usually pretty high winds. I don't know why they went out to runway 8 to begin with. That was their first runway that they tried.
Yeah. Well, the wind
because-
was 290 at 24, gusting 35, but
Exactly.
then it eased to 310 at 6. So
that's what I mean. Like, why would 8 even be something to consider? Because that's a heck of a tailwind, like way out of limits. Looks like the temperature was 34. Yeah, it was not, and we're not talking about Fahrenheit. We're talking centigrade. 34 would be about what, in the low 90s, I think? Yeah. It's hot. It's high. It's the Mile High City. It's a very high. And the winds are going the wrong way. So I don't know. It seems very confusing to me. And then when you're doing a lot of this, so the density altitude is very high. And the brakes and the tires and everything else are, what is it, Liz? 93.2 to be exact. Okay. So all of these devices that, help support the airplane as you're rolling around on the ground, after a while, that friction builds up. And it's not really to me anyway, it's not a big surprise that they had an issue when they were doing their takeoff roll. Their issue was not a surprise or shock. So, anything you would like to add, Captain Nick, regarding that?
Well, I would normally expect the tires to get pretty hot when you're doing a long taxi, high altitude, all those factors. But it sounds like a strut in the gear actually collapsed, and I wouldn't expect the major mechanical components of the gear to have a problem with just a 35-minute taxi on a hot airport. But it might have been the shock, perhaps, of the exploding tire. If the tire didn't deflate in a more normal manner. Now, we've talked about this many times, about the fuse plugs that are in these tires, that when they get to a temperature before the tire explodes, the fuse plug, which is made of a lighter alloy than the steel rims, should melt and allow the tire to deflate in a more controlled manner than an explosion. But it sounded like the tire might have actually gone pop, and the shock of that might, I guess, have damaged the gear sufficiently to cause it to collapse. But whatever, it wasn't very nice, and of course, dragging it along the runway, plus the heavy braking they were putting on the remainder of the wheels, would undoubtedly have caused a gear fire or a brake fire, which is where all that smoke was coming from. Not a huge danger, but they can get a bit out of control, because if they get hot enough, then the sort of magnesium components will ignite, and then you can have a big problem. And don't forget that the wing, where the gear sits under, is full of fuel. Really, absolutely chocker. So that's not a nice place to have a fire. So I think the evacuation was perfectly justified. And if you're going to do an evacuation, for heaven's sake, people, leave your damn luggage behind, you idiots.
Well said, sir. Now, looking at this photo that we're on the video, we're showing the round piece of debris leaving the exit or exiting the aircraft area. It's not a wheel of Parmesan cheese. It's a rubber tire, and I'm thinking, okay, I see what you're talking about, Captain Nick, as far as like exploding, whatever. But this doesn't look like an exploded tire.
No, it doesn't.
Looks like
actually.
a very intact
you're quite
tire.
right. It looks like it might have just separated.
Yeah. So who knows? There might be something else.
It might have
involved.
It sounds. Yeah, it might well have just been a mechanical failure of the.
Yeah, maybe it had nothing to do with the taxiing around for 35 minutes and the heat and all that kind of stuff.
I was trying to let you down gently after all that, but...
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I was going the wrong direction there. Sorry. Anyway. All right, thank you. Let's continue with this accident actually, from the globalnews.ca, also the Associated Press. A Bangladesh Air Force training aircraft crashed into a school in Dhaka, the capital, shortly after takeoff on Monday afternoon, catching fire and killing the pilot and at least 19 people. This is a couple of weeks ago, actually, back on the 21st of July, somewhere in that time frame. Most of the people, 19 other people, most of whom were students, died. Another 171 students were rescued with injuries from a smoldering two-story building, including many burns, who were whisked away in helicopters, motorized rickshaws, and the arms of firefighters and parents. The Chinese-made F-7 Bravo Gulf India training aircraft experienced a technical malfunction moments after takeoff at 1:06 p.m. local time, and the pilot attempted to divert the plane to a less populated area before crashing into the campus of Milestone School and College, according to a statement from the military. Again, you know what we've said about that before. I'm not sure that he was too concerned about what was going on with the airplane. I think they were probably more concerned with just getting out of it. Anyway, students said the school's buildings trembled violently, followed by a big explosion that sent them running for safety. A desperate scene soon unfolded at the crash site. As panicked relatives searched for loved ones, screams filled the air at a nearby hospital. Oh, we didn't need to hear that. The pilot, Flight Lieutenant Mohammed Tokir Islam, made every effort to divert the aircraft away from densely populated areas toward a more sparsely inhabited location. Okay, we've already talked about that. It's the deadliest plane crash in the Bangladeshi capital in recent memory. Another one of these F-7s in 2008 crashed outside of Dhaka, killing its pilot, who had ejected after he discovered a technical problem. I guess the ejection was not successful. I'm sorry, what? Okay, now the latest that our producer can find is 31 people total dead from that incident. So, Captain Nick, you were saying something before we started the recording today regarding this particular jet.
I didn't know much about the Chengdu J7, but I discovered it's actually what we would recognize as a MiG-21 fish bed, built under license by the Chinese, their version of it. So more or less the same aircraft, but they did actually develop it for a lot longer than the Russians had their MiG-21s, and sold it all around the world to all sorts of countries, mainly the sort of countries that wouldn't be allowed to buy Western aircraft. So it was, it was a very old design, of course, 1950s design, and probably built perhaps as late as in the 1980s. But these are old aircraft and very old technology. Now, the Chinese did, in fact, improve it markedly. They put a new wing on it, and it was much more efficient, could turn better, etc. But, they're still not necessarily the most reliable, certainly don't have the best technology. They do, in fact, have improved ejector seats, which is handy for the pilot that got out. But I'm with you, Jeff. We often hear of stories of brave pilots, guiding an airplane away. But quite honestly, once you've ejected, that airplane can go anywhere, and you're going to abandon it at a reasonable altitude. So it's got quite a bit of flying time left, and it's more a matter of chance, I think, than of deliberate actions. But he may well have just thought, oh, well, there's some fields over there, perhaps it'll crash there. And certainly that would be in my mind if I did have time to consider it before I abandoned the aircraft. But it was just after takeoff, so I don't know about that.
These high-performance machines, there's little you can do, as we've said ad nauseum, regarding, something that happens, just something unexpected and low to the ground, and you're operating fast, and your primary focus is ejecting, just getting out of the thing before you get killed as well. So, but I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, that there are times when people do have a chance, as you mentioned, if they have the opportunity to point it in a certain direction, but not usually the case.
Yep.
All right. But it's good, good PR to throw that in there and make it sound like there were good intentions. Let's see. This next item is from Aviation Herald. airlines.com. And okay, I'm not. I'm sure I'm going to butcher all these names. Angara, AN24. Is that right? Angara, and Antonov AN24 on behalf of Aurora Airlines, registration Romeo Alpha 47315, performing flight 2311 from Blagobashensk to Tinda. Ding ding. Oh, okay.
Tinder, is that where they make that app for your phone?
That app, yes, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
With 42 passengers, 6 crew was on final approach to Tinda's runway 6 when the aircraft went around. Subsequently, the aircraft did not report again and was reported missing. Search aircraft located the burning wreckage about 15 kilometers from Tinda Airport at the slope of a mountain. There are no survivors. Emergency services reported the crew had not reported any problems. The Bakal Angara Transport Prosecution Office reported that at 12:58 p.m. local time, the aircraft failed to communicate after going around for a second approach. The office is investigating the circumstances. No, 15 kilometers from, actually 8.3, that's 8.3 nautical miles. That's the same thing from Tinda.
Well, yeah,
not too far.
The airport's only 2,000 feet above sea level. The 25-mile safety altitude is up at 7,700. So I think the airport is generally, surrounded by high terrain. So
yeah.
Sounds like they went a bit too far away from the airport.
Either that, or maybe they weren't following the published altitudes on the missed approach procedure.
Yeah,
I don't know
for sure.
Well, have you guys looked at the chart yet? Because I can't.
Yeah, it's all in a foreign language. No wonder they were having problems.
There's your problem right there. It's in Cyrillic.
Yeah. Do you have that, Liz? Yeah. No, she does. Look at that. So, can you tell us? Could you read that to us, Liz?
Yeah.
I'm having trouble. It's not in English. Oh, there's something in her throat. She can't
read the title.
I do see something. It must be like a GPS RNAV Zulu for runway 6. That's about all I can pick up out of this whole thing.
Yeah, I can work out that the minimums were about 780 odd feet above the runway, and looking at the weather, the cloud started. They're a scattered cloud about the same height, and it was light rain. Although the visibility reported visibility was excellent, but I'm just trying to think of a reason why they went around. If it wasn't a mechanical issue with the aircraft, was it perhaps that they hadn't got a good line-up on the runway, or they couldn't see the runway properly? But, then they disappeared off and flew into the mountains.
So 600 meters was the ceiling, I guess, the broken cloud at 600. What is that? Is that above the minimum descent altitude?
Yeah, that is, but there was some scattered cloud at about
a little
the
bit
same
lower.
height as, lower than that, yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. It could have been some kind of a mechanical thing that they were having to deal with, and that may have been something that led to the either distraction or led to the crash itself.
Yeah, although they said they've got the voice recorder, and the crew didn't talk about a mechanical issue, so kind of assume it was all
CFIT,
tickety boo. Yeah, I'm afraid so. It looks like it might be. Very sad.
All right, very sad. All right, shall we continue? Another Russian story from the Aviation
Let's
Herald.
rush to a Russian story.
This is a final report on a Gazpromavia Sukhoi Superjet 100-95, registration RA89049, performing ferry flight 9608 from Lukovitsy Airfield to Moscow Vnukovo, I don't know, with 3 crew on board, was climbing through about 3,000 feet out of the runway 28 when the aircraft lost height and impacted the ground amidst a forest near Aproksino-Kolomna, Russia. Approximate position, I think I pretty much nailed that. Approximate position was about 56 nautical miles southeast of Moscow, Vinokovo Airport, at about 14:58 local time, about 7 minutes after departure. All 3 crew perished in the crash. The aircraft had been in maintenance at Lukovitsi and was on its first flight following maintenance. The crew did transmit a distress signal. Ground observers reported the aircraft took off and fell, followed by an explosion on the ground. Let's see. Initially, the preliminary information was by emergency services suggested that the aircraft had suffered an engine failure. They opened an investigation. So I'm going to scroll down and see what they came up with here on the final report. Simon did had a little bit of a rant here because they released the final report in Russian only. And they're supposed to release it in at least the international language of aviation, which is English. Okay, this accident occurred during the day, visual meteorological conditions, during the flight to the home airfield after its maintenance, as a result of the aircraft going into descent and subsequent collision with the ground surface. The aircraft's descent was caused by the activation and simultaneous operation of the remote control system protection functions for maximum flight speed and angle of attack. Activation of the speed protection function became possible as a result of exceeding the indicated airspeed limitation by the crew due to the uncertainty of the special situation that had arisen in flight, which was expressed in the absence of the expected aircraft response to the crew's control actions. This is a lot of word salad here. Inflated angles of attack, values that did not correspond to the indicated speed values, and in the absence of recommendations to the flight. Okay. I think the computer system, this is a pretty modern technology, this jet, was to kind of monitor airspeed and other performance parameters, including the angle of attack, and to protect the pilots when things are exceeded, and it determines that whatever the humans are doing is wrong. And as a result, sometimes the automated system will kick in and do what it thinks is proper, or not allow the humans to fly the airplane. And turns out that they discovered that some angle of attack indicators, sensors, were installed backwards. They were, I think the left was on the right and right was on the left, or something to that effect, if I recall correctly.
They were certainly giving erroneous indications, that's for sure.
Yes. And because of that, I guess there was no way for the crew to override what the system was doing or allowing them to do. I don't know. Do you have any more
No, I don't, but I agree. They fought the airplane to try and prevent it from descending, because the aircraft thought it was in a high angle of attack situation close to a stall, so it wouldn't allow them to pitch up. In fact, it actively pushed the nose down, and they couldn't do anything about it. Now, in an Airbus, if you want to degrade the flight controls to get rid of protections, you can do so quite easily, and there's a procedure. Just 2 buttons is all it takes, and the aircraft flight laws will revert, and you can go into direct law and get control of it. There doesn't appear to be an equivalent way of doing that in this airplane, which is obviously a bit of a design nightmare. But more importantly, the aircraft had been in for a C check, a major maintenance check, and there were an awful lot of concerns about the way this C check was performed, not adhering to the proper procedures about fitting and refitting, putting the aircraft back together again, not using the correct tools, unqualified engineers. They cite a whole slew of problems with the engineering company that was doing this C check. So when the pilots got into it, they were climbing into a bit of a death trap unwittingly, and it didn't stay away. It didn't stay airborne for very long before they realized that they were in major problems. There were all sorts of issues that they have highlighted, like the amount of play in the rudders and elevator cables. Tests had not been recorded. Several violations of maintenance procedures. Work was supervised by unqualified employees. All this kind of stuff. So the air test crew that were flying this thing around were on a hiding to nothing, I'm afraid. They were fighting the airplane, but they just couldn't get it to respond to their inputs.
Just shoddy maintenance and not following
Dreadful.
procedures. I mean, it was just a long, as you said, a long list of violations of so many different things. Clearly, everything about this was human error, for sure.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the, was it in Portugal where the ERJ 170, 175 or 190 or 195, one of those jets was in maintenance, and they flip-flopped the controls for, I think it was for lateral and longitudinal control, pitch and roll. I'm not sure, but definitely the pitch. So when you push forward on the stick or the yoke, you're expecting, the airplane to go down, and it was doing the opposite. I'm thinking, how in the world? I'm thinking, I don't know. That would be a very difficult situation to handle.
Reminds me of that carnival ride where they gear the bicycle handlebars. So when you turn the handlebars left, the bike goes right, and you watch people try to ride that, and they immediately fall on their face. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Probably less fun in an airplane, though.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah. Yeah, very sad.
Yes. Yes, another final report coming up here, again from the Aviation Herald. It's that time of the year, right? Final reports galore. This involves GOL, Gulf Oscar Lima. Yes, we did cover the original accident at Rio de Janeiro. This occurred earlier this year on the 11th of February. That is very quick for them to come out with a final report in the same year. That's amazing. A GOL Transportes Aéreos Boeing 737-8 MAX. Oh no. Registration Papa Sierra Golf Papa Papa. They were performing flight 1674 from Rio de Janeiro to Fortaleza. I don't know what CE is. That's another, I guess, state in Brazil. With 103 passengers and 6 crew, was accelerated for takeoff from Galeões runway 10 at 22:09 local time, so at night, when a bang was heard. The aircraft veered sharply to the right towards the right runway edge before steering back towards the center line while the aircraft slowed down. After coming to a stop short of the end of the runway, the captain announced they had collided with a service vehicle on the runway. The passengers disembarked via mobile stairs onto the runway. This is the part that's really flabbergasting to me. There were no injuries. And Liz is showing a picture of the airport lighting maintenance vehicle. We have come to learn.
That's a cabriolet.
Yeah, a nice cabriolet there. I don't think it was originally designed that way.
That's incredible.
I think at least one person was in that thing when the aircraft hit it. It's just a miracle that nobody was killed or even injured.
I think there's an update to this one. It says there were minor injuries to the 2 people on the ground. But
okay.
Nearest makes no difference. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, the damage to the plane. And the captain did a great job of swerving in just the right amount to avoid like clobbering that thing with the engine or something. Anyway, so the investigators, I guess the reason why one of the reasons why this came out so quickly is that it was so obvious what went wrong here. And again, we talked about human errors, and clearly this is another case of that. So I'm scrolling down to find the final report narration. Well, you know what? I'm just going to go to that part that I highlighted. Error management. Well, I guess we should probably give a little bit more context here. Well, I don't know. How should we cover this? So the aircraft was given clearance to line up and wait on the runway. And then the air traffic controllers forgot that they had earlier cleared that lighting maintenance vehicle onto the same runway, further down, about 6,000 feet down or so. And then decided to go ahead and clear this flight for takeoff. And I think pretty quickly we'll probably find the actual narration or narrative here shortly. But pretty quickly, like within 15 seconds, I think they determined that, oh, that's right, there's a vehicle still on the runway. But they didn't say anything to the flight crew. They didn't say anything to them. They didn't tell them to abort their takeoff or anything. So, yeah, they'll figure it out. Well, they did, but, you know, they hit the darn thing. The last failure in the chain of events that culminated in the collision between Papa Sierra Golf Papa Papa and the maintenance vehicle was the decision by the ATCOs not to abort the aircraft's takeoff as soon as they realized that that vehicle was still on the runway. According to the information collected at the moment, the pilots had not yet applied engine power. They didn't even really start rolling. And the aircraft was practically positioned over the threshold 28, approximately 2,000 meters from the point of impact and about 39 seconds from the collision. Had the ATCOs canceled the takeoff clearance at the moment they recalled the presence of the vehicle on the runway, or within a period of up to 15 seconds, the rejected takeoff would have taken place at a low speed. Under such circumstances, it would have been possible for the aircraft to come to a safe stop and not collide with the vehicle. Internal tower footage, I guess I have a camera running, indicated that the air traffic controllers, after perceiving the error, focused on attempting to visually locate the vehicle's position. Oh, yeah, I should mention that they said the person giving the clearance to the flight didn't even do a visual check of the runway. Again, it was dark, it was night, but still, you need to look at the runway, I think, before you clear somebody for takeoff on it. They were focused on attempting to visually locate the vehicle's position and have it removed from the runway without interfering with the aircraft's takeoff. So I'm thinking, maybe we can get this ground vehicle off the runway before anybody notices that we screwed up.
Exactly.
Yeah. When I read that, I was thinking that it was one of those, oh man, wasn't there a truck on the runway? Is he still there? And that was them looking for said truck taking up that time.
Yeah.
Instead of going, oh, maybe they'll just miss it.
I mean, apart from the ATCO, there was a supervisor on the tower. And
he was on his phone.
At the time of the occurrence, supervisor was not attentive to the activities being carried out by the controllers as he was handling a cell phone, diverting from his duty to maintain continuous supervision.
It's on Tinder.
Yeah, and what's more, when it all happened, he adopted a passive stance after the emergency, which proved inadequate, contrary to the responsibilities inherent in his role. It's fairly damning, although it's rather flowery in its prose, but they try and give some sort of excuses, about loss of situational awareness, impairing risk perception, and timely decision making. I think we could probably be a bit blunt in our assessment of their skills this night.
Yes, definitely so. They at some point they were talking about the supervisor, and his shift ended before all of this occurred, and he was sitting up there, and as AJ mentions, I think he was doing something on his phone, and figured, well, I'm off now, even though I'm still up here. I'm not going to be supervising. I'm just going to let everything happen. Like, they'll figure it out. And then after it did occur, still didn't do anything to help the situation. Just sat there and was a spectator.
Well, he was off duty.
Well,
what's he supposed to do?
Yeah. Good point. Let's see, what else did I want to mention here? Also, they talk about some incorrect phraseology used that may have helped the situation. As far as the instruction to the maintenance vehicle and then the read back of the maintenance vehicle to the tower controllers. If they had used the proper phraseology, that may have been something that would have alerted them to the fact that, hey, something's wrong. But the bottom line to me is that they actually did realize something was really, really wrong, and instead of telling the flight to abort the takeoff, which would have been reported, and then they probably would have been in trouble because they caused a potential disaster, they decided to focus on trying to get the ground vehicle off the runway before anybody hit it, and so they wouldn't get in trouble. Yeah, that didn't work out very well for them. They also mentioned here, had the communication been made on the tower frequency, not the ground frequency, to the vehicle, in accordance with the, quote, 1 runway 1 frequency. I like that. Philosophy or principle. It's possible that the pilots would have become aware. The pilots would have become aware of the vehicle's presence on the runway and consequently rejected the takeoff while still in a low energy regime. They may not even have started the takeoff, actually, if they had heard that the vehicle was still there. But no, different frequencies. So we're going to be playing secret squirrel, and we're not going to tell people things. I don't think that's good at all. Anyway, anything else to add?
Just that in the U.S., cell phones, electronic devices are expressly forbidden from being in the tower or in an approach control facility. Any of that, even the sims that we use at my new job, you're absolutely forbidden from having your cell phone, a tablet, any electronic, including smartwatches. I mean, I can't even wear my watch into the lab.
Wow, because all that would be a distraction.
Exactly correct.
Wow, very interesting. Can't wait to hear about your new job.
Yeah, it's been very interesting.
Talk about that and getting to know us. Tim Van Ramp says gives us a possible show title: One Runway. Yeah, one Juan, one runway principle, maybe. Oh, it's Portuguese. Do they not have wands in Portuguese? Or Portugal?
In Portugal?
Yeah. In Portugal? Okay. I think we should continue. This next one, our producer Liz saw this and decided that this was kind of interesting stuff from WMAR2news.com. That must be a local news affiliate. Oh. Okay. Okay. So this was featured on, it was featured on this local media station, and then CBS Morning News, national news, picked it up at the end of July. So that's when Liz became aware of it. Did I? Oh, I don't think I downloaded the video. Yeah, sorry. Just realized that. My bad. Is it like really important enough for me to go and download it and play it? Okay. Which way is up? Which way is down? That's a question no aircraft passenger ever wants their pilot to be unsure about. Spatial disorientation is a particularly dangerous scenario when what the pilot perceives may not match reality. According to Dr. Umberto Sati, aerospace engineering professor at the University of Maryland. While flight safety has been a top of mind for a lot of travelers recently, after commercial plane crashes in D.C. and Toronto, researchers inside this lab on the University of Maryland's campus have been thinking about it for years, especially now, or specifically how to enhance a pilot's perception when their other senses fail them. Let's see. Oh, okay, they're repeating a lot of these paragraphs here. I see. Yeah. Are you saying that the video would have done a better job than I just did, Liz? Is that what you're saying? Okay. That's what she's saying. Okay, spatial disorientation is to blame for about 5 to 10% of all general aviation accidents, according to the FAA, and a staggering 90% of those accidents are fatal. Okay, now, they specifically mentioned general aviation. I think 5 to 10% spatial disorientation is not that large of a risk in commercial aviation, especially airline, scheduled air service. Investigators believe the pilot in the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant experienced spatial disorientation when he flew into thick clouds. It was that crash that inspired Dr. Sadie and a team of researchers at the University of Maryland to develop this technology. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and download this darn thing and let them do the talking. Yeah. Okay. Where's the link to the video, though? I don't see it. That's probably why I missed it. Is one of these links? Well, let me click on the actual news article and see if I can find it. Is this a YouTube video? What is this? May not be able to do anything with this video. Well, let's see what happens. Open current link and was it a YouTube video? Yeah. Let's see what happens if Downey found several downloads when processing this link. This will not be in the audio podcast, obviously. Let me pick the largest file. That's likely going to be the actual movie. Add selected. And then I'll just play the movie without putting it into Keynote. What is it, a movie link, like an MP4? Oh, okay. Yeah, send that to me. Okay. Yeah, me. Send it to me. Via messages? Oh, okay. Just got it. Check out this video. And it is... Yep, it's a YouTube video. Okay, cool. I can skip that. Okay, let me copy video URL. And then that. And that. Wait a minute. I think the other method I was using has already come through for me. So let me go to the Finder and do this. Okay. We're almost there, folks. Look the other way. Avert your eyes.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing. Literally nothing to see. Video file.
Oh, at least I'm not jumping around anymore.
Good.
I'm going to call it a win.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you want to be careful jumping around, and you're in a tower 200 feet above the airfield.
Yeah.
The windows are really
open,
strong. It's going to be fine.
Okay.
The safety of air travel.
Okay. Looks like we got a winner here. All right. Are y'all ready? You know what? Let's watch the video of this. I think they're going to do a better job than I have been doing, trying to explain to you what this is all about. This is from local WMAR, Channel 2, ABC in Baltimore.
The safety of air travel has been at the forefront of a lot of travelers' minds recently. But in a lab on the University of Maryland's campus, researchers have been testing out ways to make flying safer for years. WMAR2 News' Elizabeth Worthington visited that lab today where she got an up-close look at some of the technology that could help with a phenomenon called spatial disorientation. What's that all about, Elizabeth?
Yeah, this is the first time I ever heard that term, but whether it's by designing an algorithm to be used on a mind-reading headset or on a haptic suit that's often worn by video gamers who want to feel what their avatar is feeling, this team of researchers wants technology to be there when their other senses fail them.
Which way is up and which way is down is a question no aircraft passenger ever wants their pilot to be unsure about.
So spatial disorientation is a particularly dangerous scenario. What the pilot perceives may not match reality.
Although spatial disorientation is only to blame for about 5 to 10% of all general aviation accidents, according to the FAA, a staggering 90% of those accidents are fatal. Investigators believe the pilot in the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant experienced spatial disorientation when he flew into thick clouds that day. It was that crash that inspired aerospace engineer Dr. Umberto Saedi and a team of researchers at the University of Maryland to develop this technology.
Now I moved forward 2 months, and so the haptics is indicating that I should move back.
He's wearing a suit that provides haptic feedback or touch sensations across the body. A pilot could use the signals when their visual cues aren't available, like when they're flying through fog.
But say that I start drifting to the left, like I am right now. Then I'm gonna feel a sensation on my right arm that's gonna indicate to roll back to the right in order to go back to the point where I was. I was able to recover the aircraft by just trusting the haptic cueing sensations that I'm feeling across my body.
The research team here at UMD is testing the tech using a virtual reality flight simulator before it's introduced to the real world. They're also testing out different uses for pilots on gadgets like this headset that could potentially measure a pilot's stress levels.
For example, if the pilot is experiencing high cognitive workload, then the aircraft flight control system can take over a little bit more.
It's not about automating the entire aircraft, but augmenting the pilot's perception in a high-stress or low-visibility flying environment.
Applications are really endless, and I don't think we even thought of enough applications yet, because new applications come every day.
So that headset and that haptic suit are a little clunky for a pilot to wear. The goal is to one day have wearable sensors that are a little bit less invasive.
And this is so cool for the younger generation who's already involved in these video games and all. So when do you expect that this would be a real world application for this?
Not for a
Never.
while. So you said for technology like this, it
Not
usually would
going
be
to
about
happen.
10 years at least from when you start researching. He started about 4 years ago, so we still have several more years to go before we see this in military pilots or commercial pilot use.
All right, Elizabeth Worthington, thanks so much for that report.
Yeah, by then, though, there aren't going to be human pilots anymore, right?
Well, you don't need those. No, there'll be haptic sensors on robots. I love the fact that the presenter initially was called Ms. Swoop. Did you notice that?
Swoop?
Yeah, Swoop.
Is it swoop or swoop? Huh?
Oh, I don't know. And
Yeah.
it wasn't. Yeah, might have had an.
That's a
E
silent E, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably pronounced swope, I bet. Just because they can.
We're going to get in
Regardless,
trouble somehow with this.
I
Sorry.
despair.
We love you, people at WMAR. Channel
Indeed,
2,
very good.
Baltimore.
I despair at these kind of ideas. We spend so much time and effort training ourselves to ignore the feelings we get through our body when we are in cloud, and all the false illusions that our body can transmit to us, and concentrate on our very easy to interpret instruments that we've all learned to use and have served us well for decades, to try and replace that technology with something else, some other sense that the body can interpret, I think is going backwards. So, I mean, if a pilot needs to wear haptic sensors, why can't you just give him instruments? Because
If only we had that technology already.
Yes, indeed.
It's too bad they haven't invented that. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Or like an instrument cross-check or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
No, Nick, that was exactly what I thought was. I've spent a lot of time and energy learning to ignore that.
Yeah. Because it saves your life. And now you're going to say, well, actually, no, we want you to feel the seat of your pants because we're going to make it vibrate. And I'm going, oh, really?
And what happens when that goes just a little wrong? Do you trust it or the instruments. Now we're back to that discussion. So it's another point of failure. The thing that worried me the most was the concept of it's sensing the cognitive stress on your brain, and if it sees that you're under stress, it's going to take over more. I feel like there was a movie about this a long time ago. Something about Hal and Dave. Anybody remember that movie? Not a fan.
The pod bay doors, Hal.
I can't do that, Dave. Land the airplane, Hal. I can't do that, Dave.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm not convinced that this is this is the right approach.
It's interesting, the concept, but I agree. Yeah,
So
I don't think
you
we're gonna see
didn't
this.
volunteer for the study, Jeff?
I did not.
Oh.
I'm just too busy in my retirement to do that.
Quite
All
right, too.
And finally, this is from theguardian.co. Oh, never mind. I guess I was
The penultimate story.
maybe it was
Jumping
just
ahead.
like hope or wishful thinking. This is the last one.
Take it over.
How? No, I'm just thinking about where we are, and it just seems like we've been talking about new stuff for a while. Okay. All right, let's cover this next one. I can't wait. This is from theguardian.com. Felix Baumgartner, who jumped from the edge of space, dies.
Did you
in
say
a
Baumgartner?
Bomb, B-O-M-B, bomb. No, actually spelled B-A-U-M, Baumgartner. Baum, who jumped from the edge of space, dies in a paragliding crash. Austrian extreme skydiver, 56 years old, lost control of his motorized paraglider while flying over central Italy. Liz is showing a picture of Baumgartner doing one of his, I guess, what do they call that? Flying wing kind of, what do they call that?
Wingsuit.
Kind of wingsuit things?
Wingsuit,
Yeah.
yep.
On the video here. We'll have that in the show notes. The extreme sports pioneer Felix Baumgartner, famed for a record-breaking 2012 skydive from the edge of space, has died in a paragliding accident in central Italy. The Austrian 56 lost control of his motorized paraglider while flying over Porto Salipio in the March region Thursday and fell to the ground into the swimming pool of a hotel. Ooh. Several people were in the pool at the time, and witnessed his fall, the cause of which is still unclear. Everything was normal. Then it started to spin like a top, said 30-year-old Mirella Ivanov, who saw the crash unfold from nearby with her 2 young children. It went down, and we heard a roar. In fact, I turned around because I thought it crashed on the rocks. Ivanov said she then saw 2 lifeguards running, people who were running toward the crash site. When she saw people trying to revive the occupant, she quickly led her 2 children away. The town's mayor said reports suggested that he could have suffered a sudden medical issue midair and offered the town's condolences over the death of a symbol of courage and passion for extreme flights. Let's see, the Club del Sol La Mimosa beachside resort where the crash occurred said in a statement that an employee who was slightly injured in the incident was in good condition. No guests were injured and the pool has been reopened. So good. Nobody really, just slightly injured was one employee and that's it. Anyway, so I can't believe that either. Liz is saying it was 2012, October of 2012, when Felix made headlines around the world wearing a specially made suit. He jumped from a balloon 24 miles above the earth, becoming the first skydiver to break the sound barrier. He made the historic jump over Roswell, New Mexico. There we go. Reaching a peak speed of more than 1,343 kilometers per hour during a 9-minute descent on the 65th anniversary of the legendary American pilot Chuck Yeager's flight, shattering the sound barrier on 14 October 1947. Baumgartner never seemed to fear having to pay the ultimate price for his passion, stressing that it was all about doing your homework. I hate it if someone calls me a thrill seeker or an adrenaline junkie because I'm not. I like the whole planning, he said before the 2012 stunt. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, this is a little bit about skydiving and such. So, hey, look at that. Here's our skydiving expert. Hello, Dr. Steph.
Hi. Good to see y'all.
Nice
Good to see you.
Dirty. Just got home from
Yeah.
work.
Work.
Yeah, I mean, so he did a lot of pretty amazing things with the Red Bull team, and I'm not sure how much you guys covered with regards to him as of yet, but obviously his
Not much.
How much?
Not much.
Not much. Okay. Yeah, he Felix Baumgartner, he was the guy who did the jump from the balloon at like 38 kilometers or 24 miles above the surface of the Earth. I think you're talking about the fact that he reached a peak speed more than, what was it? I'm looking at the article now.
1,343
kilometers per hour.
per
That's
hour.
insanely
It's pretty fast.
Fast, yeah. So yeah, a lot of stuff, a lot of barrier breaking things, and yeah, definitely sad that he had this incident where he was not was it paraglide or
Motor paraglider.
yeah,
that.
it was no. And it sounds like maybe he had a medical incident with it at the time, and that's what led to the actual accident that caused his death. But yeah, sad story for our community for sure.
Mm-hmm. Now, they're talking about this in the article that we'll have in the show notes. During the jump from the balloon, 38 kilometers, 24 miles above Earth, that at one point he entered into a potentially dangerous flat spin while he was still supersonic, spinning for 13 seconds. His crew later said, "When I was standing there on the top of the world, you become so humble." Well, no, I'm sorry. His crew told about that spinning thing. And then he is quoted saying, "When I was there standing on top of the world, you become so humble." After landing in the eastern New Mexico desert, you do not think about breaking records anymore. You do not think about gaining scientific data. The only thing you want is to come back alive. That's good. That's Metrodoc in our live audience says, "Did he create a sonic boom?"
Must have
I don't
done.
know. That's a good question.
Oh yeah, he would have done. I mean, you've got to. Once you've created, gone past the speed of sound, and you've created the shockwave. The shockwave gives the boom. Now, it may not have been a very strong shockwave. It may not even have reached the surface of the Earth to be audible. But yeah, he would have been if you'd been near him. You would have heard it.
It's the whole maybe if a tree falls in the forest thing.
Yeah, maybe if he figured out how to not make a sonic boom, then he should contact the people over at Boom.
He should have had a
supersonic,
a pointy helmet if that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. They talk about the fact that he was a self-styled god of the skies. He started parachuting as a teenager before taking up the extreme sport of base jumping. Other feats included skydiving across the channel, parachuting off the Petronas Towers in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Those are big, tall buildings. In recent years, he had performed with the Flying Bulls as a helicopter stunt pilot in shows across Europe. Quite a list of accomplishments for extreme skydiving, this gentleman. And may he rest in peace. And prayers to his friends and family. All right. Shall we move on? Okay. I think I actually have this video, Liz. You'll be proud of me.
Woohoo!
Let's cue it up and make sure that, okay. If you'll add this to the, there we go. Okay, and it's dark for a reason because when I hit return, it's going to all of a sudden start playing a video. Bass Aviation, live ATC audio. 30 July 2025, LaGuardia.
Breakout 5628, all right, follow the CRJ9 that's directly ahead of you, monitor tower.
Follow CRJ in front of network tower, Victor.
United 2005, turn right on Echo, double Bravo, short of golf, just tighten up behind the 321 that's joining double Bravo ahead of you there.
All right, Bravo, Echo, short of golf, United 2005. We expect our delay here?
Yeah, from now to midnight, you'll get out of here.
Yeah, well, we got a turn.
Roger.
It says here they have some fuel concerns.
That's fuel management is your priority, not mine. American 1751, turn right on Echo and then double Charlie, hold short of taxiway golf.
Echo, double Charlie, short of golf, American 1751.
Break you at 5725 on your second radio, go to clearance, 135.2.
55-2, pick our 5725. Ground 999, sequence.
And he should have said Delta 999.
Ground 999, sequence.
999 from now to midnight.
That's not a good answer, but thanks for not blowing
That's the best I can do. You want a better answer, contact your dispatcher or your company.
No, your line up here is, I'm just looking for a sequence for fuel management. Yes, that's a part of your problem.
Yes, sir. Fuel management is your priority, not mine.
You're an idiot.
Oops.
I got a number for you whenever you're ready.
Oh, I want it. We want to talk.
Delta 999, I got a phone number whenever you're ready.
Pass it along.
347-846.
Yeah, I want to talk to your manager.
Yes, sir. Manager's up here. He's looking forward to the call. And L 999, while you're at it, tighten up behind the United 73 that's ahead of you. I need the room behind.
You got
American 679. Go ahead. You can shut down over there because Park is stopped at the moment. So if you want, you can shut down right there.
Park is one of the initial fixes for the departures out of LaGuardia.
Okay, American 679, thanks. Delta 2349.
Delta 2349.
Hey, start them up. Let me know when you can move. I could get you out of here, like about number 6 or so.
We're started up, and we can move Delta 2349.
Okay, Delta 2349, make the right Delta, and then double Alpha, hold short of taxiway Echo.
Delta, double Alpha, hold short Echo, Delta 2349.
Okay. The guy that said, you're an idiot, sat at that position for 1 hour, then returned to the gate. Not saying there was any connection at all with what he said to the controller. Just it's happened to work out that way. So, okay, it's very frustrating. LaGuardia. There's so many things that I really enjoyed about that airport, but the thing, and I've mentioned this so many times on the show, the thing I did not like is ground operations there. And this is an example of ground operations at LaGuardia. There are a lot of constraints on this aircraft or airport regarding, flow control restrictions, weather, and its impacts and everything else. So it's a lot that these controllers are dealing with here. I guess sometimes they lose their patience, but I would bet that there would be a better way to express what the controller was trying to express when the person was concerned about fuel management. He may have said, I don't know, just for instance, something like, okay, well, let us know if you need to return to the gate to get more fuel or something like that. Just we can coordinate if that's something you need to do to, get out of the sequence and go. As far as when you're going to get out of there, I know you want to know. We don't know. It's going to be this kind of time frame. But he was much more flippant with the way he answered the question regarding the sequence and what they thought the time frame might be, from now to midnight. That's a big window of time, I'm guessing. I don't know exactly when this happened, but I would imagine it was probably a large window of time. And instead of saying fuel is your priority, not mine, is kind of like a snarky thing to say, in my opinion. I think it could have been, I think we were talking about this earlier today, that it's not necessarily, what he said, but how he said it. But you might even say it is kind of what he said.
No, it's what he said.
That
was at 17:55 local. So
okay,
good
that's
6
early.
hours of range.
Yeah,
you get the impression that this is not a collaborative system they've got there, where you work together to move the traffic and solve people's problems and help them get airborne and do their job. This is a combative form of control where I'm in charge and don't question me and just get on with it. I don't want to hear your problems. I've got my own, which is completely the wrong attitude in my mind.
Yeah, and I don't think the pilot who said you're an idiot was wrong to say, yeah, I want to speak to your manager. We want to talk. We want to have this conversation. You're not being helpful. Let's chat about it.
Yeah,
Right.
He didn't have to say you're an idiot, but I understand the frustration there
Yeah.
as well.
Sometimes you just can't help yourself.
Yeah,
Sometimes
you just are like, I feel better for having said that. It's probably going
Right.
to get me in trouble, but you know what? Everybody else was thinking it, so
Exactly. Everybody else, I wish I could hear all the voice recorders. Like
Oh, yeah.
they were
There was
probably all
some
being very
cheering,
positive about what that pilot said.
some laughing and cheering.
Yeah.
The plane spotters heard an audible cheer go up when he said that.
That's right.
With all those jet engines running, they could still hear everybody, cheering
Everyone's sitting in the back
loudly.
of all of those other airplanes with like engines shut down. We're like, oh, that's some cheer. Maybe
Did you
we're
hear-
going soon. Did you hear some applause or some laughter? Like, sounds positive.
Yeah. Well, okay. There we go. That was fun. We're not going to talk about the editorial on the India Boeing 787 incident. Okay.
It's worth mentioning because if that goes into show notes, that's an interesting read.
Yeah,
I think
I
it'll
don't think
take us another hour and a half to cover it. But
Did I put that in there? Huh. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know who put that in there, but it's in there. And we will not cover it on this episode. Yeah, because I did read the entire thing. Simon will put out an editorial about what he thinks may have happened on this India 787 crash. Next show. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Ain't going anywhere, right? All right. It's time to get to know us. What do you know? Time of the show where we get all caught up on what has been happening with the crew since the last time he or she or we or they were on. Not that long ago. Yeah, we just recorded our last episode on Sunday, and it's only Thursday. And I finally got the last episode published on Tuesday and had a day off, and then here we are again, which is, I love it. Nice. All right. Let's see.
We
who
should do
would,
2 episodes a week from now on.
I don't think so. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but thank you for the suggestion, AJ.
I just wanted to see the look in your face when I said it.
Okay.
You wanted to hear Liz just like
Liz is not happy about that.
Things start smashing in the background.
In fact, I think Liz she just dropped the mic and she's gone.
She left.
Now we're on our own.
She
Dang it. Thanks. She just said bye. All right. Stephanie, what have you been up to since we last
This
heard
will
from
be
you?
short and sweet. I have worked.
Okay. You have worked. Okay. That's good. That's good to pay the bills, right?
And it has rained every day. Since then.
A little bit cooler
And
temperatures?
Cooler temperatures, and my dogs are still feisty. They're over here.
Oh, good.
And one
Yeah.
of them left a present for me as soon as I came home. I found it. It was not a
Nice.
nice present, but it did delay my arrival to the show by a few minutes. So I'm sorry about that.
Understandable.
And that's what I've been doing. So
Okay, great.
yeah, work.
How's the
work,
house
work,
smell?
Work. Honestly, it smells fine because it's been these cooler temperatures. I've had the windows open since last Friday. Like, I have not shut them.
wow.
I have not needed the fancy air conditioning like Captain Nick now has. It hasn't
Tell
turned
the
on once.
burglars.
Yeah, hasn't turned on once. Windows have all been open. Second floor windows, No one's coming in I don't think. They'd have to try pretty hard. No plans. No, I'm not. Yeah. Thanks, Liz. No.
Okay.
Nope, just work, just all the things. So,
Work. Yeah. Okay, very good. Very good. Captain Nick, how's the AC units running?
yeah.
Or have you
I
had to
don't know.
run them?
I never thought I would need air conditioning in the United Kingdom, but global warming and all that stuff. But actually, we're being encouraged to fit, air to air and ground to air heat exchangers because they they're modern and efficient, etc. So I've got a few now. Just units on the outside of the house and fans. Yeah, they heats and cools the house. So that required a bit of building work, which went pretty well. Actually, I'm very impressed with the guys. They fitted 4 rooms up and 2 units in 2 days, and very impressed. And we've also got decorators in, so that's it's still going on. So we've been coping with that, and of course, as soon as we had the aircon fitted, the temperature dropped, and we don't need it at the moment. But there you go. It works fine. It's very good, very impressive. What else is going on? Captain Nige paid me a visit. This was a couple of weeks back. I didn't do it last show because I had that big long video from the Shard with Logan. But here we are out in the garden.
All right.
Okay. Take 27. Take 27.
Yeah, I know. This is only the 27th time we've tried this. And so far, Nigel has been sick 3 times. He's broken wind 20 times at least.
And over to you in the studio, Jeff.
All right, thank you.
And we continually run out of beer. I've got Captain Nige with me. He has deigned to pay me a visit. I'm absolutely delighted. So, Nige, what's been going on in your life?
Well, for those of you who aren't watching the video, shame on you. And I'm wearing my biking kit. And so to those of you who are watching the video, cheers.
Yeah,
and sorry about the biking kit. But you'll notice it's got kind of a Harley Davidson on it. I just back from a trip to Ireland, and I went to Dublin Airport, and I was looking for an Airbus that had a bend in the middle, as tasked by APG.
Yes, indeed.
And I can report that I didn't find one. So that's it. That's all my story. Anything else you want to know?
What was Ireland like? Did you have any Guinness?
Well, of course. Been to Wales, boyo, the previous weekend, and they were trying to sell Welsh Guinness. That's my Welsh accent.
Well, yeah. Okay.
And I declined.
Sounds like all your other accents.
Do you want to hear my Australian accent? I declined the Welsh Guinness and saved myself until I got to Dublin. And I have to say, it was delicious, particularly with, is it Black Mills, the whiskey?
Oh, right. Okay. Bushmills?
Bushmills, that's it. Came Black Label. Do they have Black Label Bushmills or something? But they've got different Bushmills, and that's very nice with the Guinness. And so we had several of those. And there's an art to pouring Guinness, having watched the locals do it. And basically Anglesey, Dublin, up to someplace, Rostrevor, I think it was, just north of the border. Then we got very wet the next day going up to Londonderry, then to Belfast and back to Dublin. So it was a bit of a whistle-stop tour. It was lovely. And I'm trying to make this aviation-oriented. We went on a ferry.
You didn't fly then?
No, but we got back just in time for all the aeroplanes to fly over my house on their way to Riyadh.
You're very well placed for aircraft, military in particular, flying over, aren't you?
Yeah, but they do it all in the simulator now.
They fly over your house in the simulator?
Yeah, they do, because there are very, very, very few aircraft that fly over. And the dead sparrows, they know time that they were coming in my house at 15:15, so I went to have a siesta at 2 o'clock and set my alarm for 3 o'clock, and they went over at 2:40. They were 35 minutes early, so their timekeeping's not up to scratch. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, Captain Jeff. That was a Freudian slip. I do enjoy your show, and I have to say, I think you're in Oshkosh now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, absolutely, where we were not that long ago.
Yep.
How many years?
4. 3, 4.
3 or 4, yeah.
That's when I went to Sturgis, I think. And yes, I enjoy the show. The podcast comes over well in the helmet. And when I'm bored, I listen to ABG. And over to you in the studio.
Thanks. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Right.
I can now go. Oh, hang on. If you haven't stopped yet, have you stopped?
Oh, no.
I don't like all the abuse you give me, Captain Jeff.
You don't?
You were giving me flack about, Nigel this and Nigel that.
I think
I
that's
love you,
very
man.
fair, personally, and I encourage Jeff to.
Yeah, but you're biased, aren't you?
No, that's very true.
Okay, back to you in the studio, Captain Jeff.
He's
Well, thank
probably
you.
been back to the studio how many times now? 3? Cheers,
Yes.
Jeff.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, really back to me in the studio. All right.
Did you notice me turning my camera off using my watch? How cool
I did.
is that?
I did notice that.
Very impressive technology. I just love it. So it was great to see Jeff. No, you're Jeff. It was great to see.
Hi,
Nige.
thank you.
He was in.
Great to see you too.
Almost.
He was in the chat room, but I think he's gone to bed. Yeah, don't blame him. It's late over here.
He's probably fallen asleep.
Exactly right. So great to see him. He stayed the night. We drank many, many, many more beers and wine and everything else. So that was good. Woke up with a slight hangover, as is appropriate when your friends come and visit. And that's been about it. Oh, hang on a minute. I a little bit of news from Tuesday. I got a bit drunk on Tuesday because
that's news.
We play every
because
Tuesday.
It was Tuesday?
I took the words out of my mouth.
Dear, oh dear, all the flack.
See, Nigel, it's not just you. Like
it's not just Nigel.
Exactly. Every Tuesday I play in a league, 3 counties league, and we're in Division 2. And our team played our final game on Tuesday, and we had to get at least 1 point, and we got 3. So we came top of the league. We have won that league, and we will be moved up into Division 1 next year, which is a lot harder. So that was kind of really good. I enjoyed that. It was nice because
nice round of applause.
Yeah, it was a well deserved victory by our lads and lasses. It's mixed, so it's a great thing. Bowls. It's one of the few sports you can play with all the genders, and that's really it. Other than the cover art, so. Last week we had suggestions like Jeff's big ass show. We had Jeff is APG amnesia pilot guy. Terminal Deers. I managed to include the Terminal Deers in the picture, but Bullwinkle's Last Revenge, which I put into Bullwinkle's Sweet Revenge. I think that's probably a more common saying. And so what have we got? We've got a Piper Cub flying off a field with Bullwinkle clinging onto the side and his sidekicks doing the flying.
Hey, Rocky.
There you go. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple of dead deer. Oh, dear. Lying there because of that. Now, if you're a show number hunter, you have to look on Bullwinkle's his belly. Because I've turned the hairs into a 6 and then a 7, then a 1. There's Rocky going, that's the show number, folks.
Wow.
And and the logo,
is that what he's looking at?
something like that, is secreted just under, what is that, the exhaust system? Yeah,
those are exhaust pipes.
Don't forget, this is AI generated, so it could be anything.
Oh,
I think that's the air horn.
It's an exhaust pedo.
The air horns.
Air horn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
it's the deer deflection device.
It's on the cowling. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was fun. Fun doing that one. That was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right.
That was
Looking
great.
forward to some good suggestions this week.
Who turned out the light? Oh, here. It's back on.
You really got to work on paying that power bill, Jeff.
I know. I'm trying to stay on top of it, so to speak. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. So I'm going to try to get through this. I wanted to talk about this on the last show, but wasn't quite ready for it because AJ and I and several people in the APG community got a chance to meet actually a couple of very nice Vietnamese ladies who are part of an organization called the Asian Women in Aerospace and Aviation. And right here we're showing on the left the young one, 18-year-old Nui. And I'm going to let AJ pronounce the name of the lady standing next to her, the one that founded the organization. Go ahead, AJ. Antu. Almost. Yeah. They kept making fun of me for mispronouncing her name. Anyway, she was. They had their booth in the Women's Venture tent at Oshkosh, and I just was really taken with her, and she really touched me. Not literally, as far as you know, but she is just a wonderful person. She's Liz. If you can go back to the sign. Her big thing is that she has been planning now for 6 years. Actually, I have a Instagram video that I can play, and she kind of explains what she has been working toward the last 6 years. So if you'll put my, there we go, and I'm going to hit this button here, and she's going to tell us about what she's been planning these last 6 years. Oh, I have to be here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ann Tu Nguyen, and I'm the Boeing 767 pilot and the chief pilot of Dragon Flight Training Academy and the founding president of the nonprofit 501c3 organization Asian Women in Aerospace and Aviation. Many of you know that my team and I have been planning the solo flights around the world in the last 6 years. And guess what? This year is the year. This is the summer, and I'm really gonna do it. And I want to do this to empower you. I want to empower you, empower all women all over the world to follow your goals and your dreams. So let's go.
All right. So that was her one of several Instagram videos that she's made regarding this attempt to fly around the world solo, the first time for an Asian woman to do so. Her aircraft, Lance Air 4P, I believe, is that right? Pressurized Lance Air 4. Let's see, we got a chance to, as I said, hang out with her a lot. We have some photos at the right before the night show. She and Nui were hanging out on the grass there before the show started. Several photos that we'll have in the show notes. Also, that was the van ride. You see RJ in there, and I'm actually in the seat behind Antu. And then, oh, by the way, RJ, his wife Claire was with us too in the van. You can kind of just barely see above my left shoulder the top of her head in the very back of this van.
Is the
it was
trunk
perfectly
considered
legal
in the van?
Yeah, well, mostly in the van. Yeah, I think. So that was a lot of fun. As you can see, we spent a lot of time together as a group and really got to know her. And let's see. So, we, after the show, I'm not sure. Well, so she had planned to start this solo flight around the world like 2 weeks after the end of Oshkosh. And then I'm learning that's kind of the way she is. She kind of just comes up with last minute ideas and spur of the moment kind of decisions. Decides that, I'm going to be leaving on the first leg of my solo flight tomorrow. And we're going, okay, from Oshkosh. And I said, okay, well, what about, because I know that the 18-year-old intern flew up with her from Tampa, Florida. And I think, well, how is she going to get home? And then I said, well, she said, I don't know. if she wants to ride along with AJ and I in the RVS, I can take her as far as Atlanta. And in fact, I ended up volunteering to take her all the way down to Tampa, because I've been known to take people down to places in Florida. But anyway, so that may have been part of the reason why we ended up getting invited to her home in Indianapolis. And we stopped by, and she cooked chicken curry. AJ also was part of that cooking procedure of the chicken curry. In fact, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, so her first leg was Oshkosh to Indianapolis, and I guess Greenwood, I think, which is south of the city. Yeah, the airport is Greenwood, I think. So the house was not air conditioned. It is air conditioned. It just wasn't working. And the first thing that happened to me when we walked into the door was, AJ and I noticed that the refrigerator was like out in the middle of the kitchen in this very, very warm house. And AJ, I think you were the one who said, why is the refrigerator out in the middle of the kitchen? And then, the refrigerator wasn't cooling. And then all of a sudden, Antu hands me this phone, and it's FaceTime with her husband, Raphael. And so we're trying to figure out what to do. And I'm asking him about tools so I can kind of take off a panel and check this out and everything. It was just crazy. I think you're getting an idea of like what it's like to be around this woman and her life. So we ended up, because it was so dang hot in that house, we cooked, or AJ and Antu cooked in the kitchen. And AJ, man, what a champion, what a hero. Yeah, it was very hot in there. And we decided, you know what, let's fire up the generator and air conditioning in the RVS parked in the driveway. So that's what we did. And we had dinner in the dinette in the RVS, and next to AJ, of course, is Antul, and I'm sitting next to Nui, and it was a great meal, great food, and So the next day, AJ and I set off to continue our journey homeward. Oh yeah, Nui, the 18-year-old, came up with different plans on how to. Probably because after spending a couple of days with AJ and I in the RVS, she said, "Okay, yeah, that's not going to work anymore. Can't put up with these old guys." But anyway, so she was going to fly commercially the rest of the trip back down to Tampa. So AJ and I left the next day. We headed down to Nashville, and we talked about it on the last show, the wonderful time at Josh Vick's home, and his wonderful family and all that. So listen to the last show to hear all of that. I came home to Roswell the next day, or got AJ all set up in Marietta, and AJ Wednesday, and Wednesday afternoon I parked my RVS in the parking lot, and I was walking toward my house. I get this text from one of our listeners and says, "Hey, this looks like this person that you were talking about on the show and sharing pictures with and such." And it was go ahead, put that up there. It was what is this, from Instagram or something? I'm not sure. Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. I think maybe. I'm not sure. It's from Facebook. Social media. Yeah, Facebook. Facebook personality was killed. So, and I honestly thought that this was a joke, but it wasn't, sadly. So when. And actually, I talked to her on the phone. That she was driving that morning, Wednesday morning, from her home to the airport, so she attempted a takeoff sometime that morning in her Lancer. The second leg, I think she was heading toward somewhere in Pennsylvania to meet with somebody. She had a fuel bladder installed in the interior of the aircraft to help her with some of the longer segments of her planned around-the-world flight. And she was going to a place in Pennsylvania to have some people look at and make sure that everything was working properly with that fuel bladder, and showing her how to operate, etc. So that's what she was on the way to do. And then sadly, shortly, right after takeoff, She had some kind of an issue with the airplane and kind of made a left turn and lost control of the aircraft. A stall spin, it seems, is what happened to her. So, yeah, really an amazing person. I'm really glad I got a chance to meet her.
Yeah. So
yeah, it was
I
really
didn't get to
fascinating
meet. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to meet her. I was only in Oshkosh for a small amount of time, but I know you guys spent quite a bit of time with them and got to know them really well. And that's just, gosh, that's heartbreaking and devastating. To get to know someone and then lose them that quickly, and then certainly for her friends and family and everyone else, our hearts go out to them.
Absolutely. She's a fascinating person.
Yeah.
A little bit kind of off the wall sometimes, but incredible drive and just, wanted to do such amazing things and did do such amazing things. And, starting that organization in and of itself is pretty amazing. So,
Sure.
Yeah, it was a great loss, definitely.
Yeah, she's really good at delegating. Like, you do this, okay, and you start doing it, and you're wondering, why the hell am I doing this? But it's just that kind of person. Like, you'd do anything for her.
And I know she touched the lives of a lot of people too. There was quite a bit of outpouring of shock and support and love on various aviation Facebook groups that I'm part of, women's organizations especially. So she's gotten to know and touched a lot of people in a positive way. So she'll be missed.
I also got a chance to meet her, like, really, really good friend, probably best friend that she's known for years and years, back when she was an amazingly smart, accomplished person. She got her bachelor's degree from Purdue University, and I think a master's from there, and I think Georgia Tech as well she went to, and she was a doctoral candidate. I'm not sure what institution, but she was working on her doctorate. And where was I going with that? It was a degree in aerospace engineering. She worked for Boeing, I think, for 8 years, and then with Bombardier in Montreal for a couple of years, and then also with a couple of years in Georgia at Gulfstream Aviation. And then, she also at some point in there, she learned how to fly, became a flight instructor, started a flight school with her husband down in Miami. And anyway, so I did get at one of the events that we attended, a dinner, I think it was called Swinefest, and got to meet her good friend that she actually came to know at Boeing, many, many years ago. And she ended up being his flight instructor, and I think he just got his instrument rating, or maybe he's working on that, but he's, anyway, I had a chance to also kind of witness her flight instruction as well. I was hanging with her, going to a couple of different meetings that she had with people. And I think it was called Gleim Aviation. I think they do like flight training and simulator things. Not sure exactly. But there was a simulator set up there, and there was a young man, using the simulator, and I could tell this guy, this young person must be the son of a pilot, because he knew what he was doing. But he wasn't perfectly on the center line of the taxiway and the runway, and that she just started, like, we were standing behind him, and then she just started leaning over and just gently, kindly giving him instruction and everything else. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, she's really good at that. Anyway, so her good friend, Tom, T-A-M, I got to meet at this Swinefest and have become friends with him as well, and been keeping in touch with him. He let me know that the funeral for her is going to be next week, and I'm going to be flying up there to attend that. And I also asked, is this organization is it going to keep going? And he said, oh yeah, there's like a board of directors and a team, and this is not going away. This thing that she created and was the president of is going to continue on. So that's good to know, because I was concerned about that, and some others that I know. We were talking about the fact that we have to make sure that this keeps going. So looks like it's in good hands. So there, I got through it mostly. Yeah.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Yeah, AJ. Yeah, tell us about your new job.
It is very
What you can, anyway.
No, it's nothing super secret, I don't think. So I'm a remote pilot operator for a company that has the contract for ATC training. Right now, it's experienced controllers in center controllers generally that are learning how to do tower, TRACON, ground kind of operations. So to be able to go to another facility, to a up-down facility or a tower or an approach control. It's pretty fascinating. It's the simulator is pretty high tech. It's all voice controlled, voice command. So the controller sits in front of their setup, and we have screens set up in the front of the room like like you're looking out of the tower cab, like you see behind me if you're watching the video. So you can see airplanes moving on the ground, and you tell them, you give them control instructions over the radio. I'd say 97 times out of 100, it works. It is a little bit specific. So with some of the students, if they're a little unsure, or if they stutter or correct themselves without saying certain words like correction, that tells the software that, hey, ignore that last bit, start over. If you don't say that, it can get a little confused. So that's my job in the back, is basically operating the bones and the system itself, making sure that it's doing what it intended to do. So there's times when I have to jump in and respond for the airplane if something didn't quite get read correctly or something like that. Excuse me. Or the system for some reason doesn't do what we think it should have done. And it's like I said, it's incredibly intricate. So we have a what's called a local position, or somebody who's in the tower. If you're a pilot and you call up so and so tower, that's who you'd be talking to. And then there's also a ground controller. So we have two different positions for what I do. One works everything on the ground, and one works everything in the air. And we hand airplanes off back and forth as well. And just knowing when to take control, what what that airplane's expected to do, and we're kind of having to keep basically the same, even possibly more situational awareness than what the controller is dealing with. But it's maybe slightly easier from us because we have more information in our screen as to what is actually happening. We can see what that airplane's intended route is, or what it thinks it's going to do next. Whereas the controller is in a real life environment where they only have their radar scope and their eyes, the windows. So it's been really fascinating. It's been a pretty steep learning curve, jumping into it. My experiences in aviation and hanging out with those guys from that other podcast have really, really, really helped. So I think it's gone very well so far. But yeah, it's been, like I said, it's pretty fascinating. It's a lot more in depth than I expected it to be, to some extent.
I think that I'm not sure if it's the same simulator that you're talking about, or one that's very similar to it. But when I did that tour of, no, I can't think of the name of the Embry-Riddle in Daytona Beach. They have a curriculum for air traffic control as well, and they had something you were describing, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, that sounds exactly like or very similar to the system that you were describing that they have at Embry-Riddle as well. It's very, very
and it very well could be. We're still in the startup phase for our facility, so we still have the representatives from the company itself are there helping us get everything up and running and working out any bugs that we're finding, because this is apparently a very new version of the system. So we had some of the people that are training me are from Oklahoma City, and they've been using a previous version of this software and this setup. So they've been kind of excited about seeing the new bits and the new toys and stuff in there too. So it's been kind of fun to watch them experience that, and because I don't have any previous experience with that system. So,
well, I bet it has that new sim smell.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It does.
Well, cool. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
Anything else going on you'd like to share?
No. Just trying to get Flight Club airplanes back up and running. The Hangar Queen hopefully is going to be back on the line beginning of next week. So I'm supposed to go do a test flight with it tomorrow and make sure that the gear goes up and the gear goes down, and all the bits that are attached stay attached. And we'll see how that goes.
And the wheels on the bus go round and
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So hopefully that'll be done, and then off to the avionics shop to get its IFR certification recertified, and it'll be back in the fold.
Excellent. All right. Well, good seeing you all. I'm sorry, what? Oh, Coffee Fund. Yeah. I do have some Coffee Fund stuff to talk about, so let me press this button here.
Johnny, how much more coffee?
No thanks.
I love coffee. I love tea. I love the APG community. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup.
Oh, yeah. The Coffee Fund is your way, dear listener, to support us financially if you'd like. This is free, though. It's a labor of love, as we like to say. But it does, it's encouraging for us to get financial support for those of you who have the resources to give us some. A couple different ways you can do that. One is called the Coffee Fund Classic Method, and it's a PayPal donation page for mostly one-offs, but we do have some recurring contributors there as well. And you could almost call Mazoots a recurring contributor. Every month we get a nice, generous contribution from Mazoots, Dr. Kareem. So thank you very much for that. And also, we have something called Patreon. You can become a patron of the show via patreon.com. All this information I'll point you to at the end of the segment. We have a new executive producer, Christian Cox. Yay. Thank you, Christian, for joining up as a patron of the show at the executive producer level. We do appreciate that. So if you want to learn more about how you can also join this great group of folks, head over to airlinepilotguy.com/coffee. You'll be glad you did. We will too. Okay. Sounds good. Let me get the feedback up. And I just want to make sure I have my page of Evernote ready. And then I'll go over here and press this button.
Captain, incoming message.
All right. This first item in our feedback segment is from El Spiloto. Hi, Captain Jeff and crew. Harking back to a few episodes before, you covered a diversion of a United flight bound for China due to the captain forgetting his passport. I've worked for 6 different airlines, and my current airline is the only one where we are required to do a, quote, show and tell of the required licenses and identification needed for the trip. I think they should probably all do that. Once I did misplace my passport en route to Australia, and the Australian immigration authorities were very good about it. They allowed me to enter and stay using a national ID card and a driver's license. However, China, as always, is a totally different kettle of fish. Before flying there, you have to verify that all letters, numbers, and symbols you have in and on your passport match exactly to what is reflected on the general declaration. Having just one number wrong can set off a diplomatic incident and a flurry of fines. When I did turnaround flights to China, my passport was taken and stamped for entry and then exit, even if I did not set foot off the aircraft. Now imagine turning up with no passport at all. You certainly aren't entering the country, and I would not be surprised if jail time is done. So considering everything, diverting a 787 full of passengers was a wise decision. I could have done voice feedback, but then again, as an executive producer, I have staff for that. It gives us a wink. Yes, he does. Thank you, El Spiloto, for your engagement and contributions to the Coffee Fund. He ends with blue side up, keep the brown down, and may the winds blow favorably. Again, El Spiloto. Thank you. Always enjoy hearing from him. Yeah, Captain, you have the experience here, Captain Nick, with flying to and fro China.
Oh, absolutely, yes, and he's quite right. Although I must admit, they didn't seem to be too pedantic when we were there. I mean, countries vary. Going into Nigeria, for example, we would just scribble our name and our company number in a scruffy old book that was on a desk, and put a quick captain squiggle beside it, and then we'd all
Like a
walk
doctor?
through.
Yeah, we're experts at that.
And when it came to leave, we'd do it in a similar departure book, and we had no idea what it was all about. No one ever looked at any of our documents. We just squiggled in this book, and so systems vary. India used to be very pedantic, and used to take ages to get through all the passport stuff.
Oh, really?
But,
I found India to be like the least barrier to entry country I've ever been to. We arrived at like 3 o'clock in the morning. A group of 4 of us went up to the same immigration official. I don't think the guy even looked up. He just took the passports, went stamp, 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 and handed them right back. No questions asked. Didn't really seem to worry about it.
Sleepwalking.
He was like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I'm
you
not
don't look
interested.
suspicious to me. That's fine. Yeah.
Brilliant. And as for companies, we used to have to sign a document when we pitched up to work stating that we had all our passports and license and etc. And that was kind of so that it was a gotcha. So if you didn't have them on you, they could, I guess, show you this document and say, well, you signed, so now we've got grounds to fire you if we want to. This has just reminded me in the background that I pitched up at Heathrow once without my ID. Now, I can vouch for the crew, but it's quite hard for a captain without his ID to do that. You can't vouch for yourself. So I was going, oh my God, I haven't got my ID. And Jilly leapt into her car and beetled up to the airport and got there before we needed to go out to the airplane, and threw my ID at me, which was a godsend, because that's kind of embarrassing. And she earned a lot of smarty points that day. Yeah, exactly right.
All right, very good. Thank you very much, El Spalato, again, for the feedback. We do appreciate it. And continuing on with this next one from Adam Springmeyer, and this is feedback number 2. That's the title. Hello, Airline Pilot Guy crew. Captain Nick, thank you for responding to my last feedback. I'm finally caught up through episode 666. Be careful with that one. That was 6 episodes ago, I believe. I would like to share some feedback and potentially add to the discussion on a few episodes. Episode 664. In this episode, one crew member talked and was answering feedback about the Airline Deregulation Act of 1978. There's a great book that can be found on Amazon called Hard Landings. This book talks about almost every airline and every merger in the United States until the early 1990s. I'm not sure if additional chapters were added. One chapter does focus on this act and also the loss of routes from Pan Am and TWA to United and American Airlines, respectively. Pan Am was in dire straits and thus sold their London route to United Airlines. American Airlines, under the direction of Robert Crandall, went to TWA and bought their routes for twice what they were worth. However, when British Airways heard of this, they took both airlines to the World Court and asked that the purchase be stopped. From the reading I did, the World Court just laughed at them, and specifically citing they were allowed in every major city in the United States. Why would you hinder them? Up until that point, all United States carriers had to go to London Gatwick Airport rather than London Heathrow. This is a great book to read. Episode 665, you guys covered the runway incursion at New York LaGuardia recently. I'm a former subject matter expert and Go team with Republic and would like to share some feedback from this incident. He says, 1, great job by all to ensure that an accident did not occur. The tower systems were a big help in this. 2, weather. The ceiling was reported at 250 feet for runway 4, and one aircraft said heavy rain. To me, this would imply the visibility being quite low for any runway operation. One APG member said, just look out the window, depending on how much rain was coming down. I almost wonder what the surface visibility was. Per FAR Part 121 regulations, 2-engine aircraft need at least 1/2 mile visibility, unless they have a specific carve-out. The runway was only 7,001 feet long, and the position of the United aircraft was over halfway down the runway. With LIFR daytime operations, let's see, low IFR? Is that what that?
Low IFR.
Yeah, okay. I am not 100% sure if the other aircraft could have been seen, even if the aircraft had their strobe lights on. Okay. 3. Okay. I knew somebody was going to call me on this one. As I was saying it, I'm thinking that's probably not there anymore. Blast fence. Another comment was mentioned, was a blast fence. The only fence that I have seen at the airport is on runway 4 to protect the cars if a takeoff happens there. To my knowledge, all the other blast fences were removed when Delta updated all their terminals down by taxiway Zulu. Okay, I stand corrected. Irregular crossing from the last 10 years that I've flown into this airport. If landing on runway 4 and you're not able to turn off before the intersection of runway 13, the normal path is to go Uniform, Romeo, Papa Bravo after being cleared to cross. Why would ground completely change and allow another aircraft on the runway? I know this sounds like expectation bias, but that could be a contributing factor in this incident. Yeah, that's in my experience as well, as Captain Jeff speaking. That normal path, Uniform, Romeo, Papa Bravo, was the normal routing they like you to take when you're crossing 13 heading back to the terminal area. So I think, yeah, you're right. Expectation bias, probably part of or one of the factors. On episode 666, Jeff, you comment on aging airplanes. This is the funnier side of that story. I started flying the DHC 8-8, or actually the Q400 version, turboprop. I was in line getting coffee behind 2 older women who saw the airplane approach. The one turned to the other and said, "I didn't know they still made them with propellers." To try to ease their minds, I informed them that the aircraft was only 10 years old. The one lady looked at me and asked how I knew that. I explained that I was flying it to Denver. She looked and said, "We need a stronger drink." Then they proceeded to the bar. That was not a show of confidence.
Excellent.
No.
Excellent.
Not, I guess not in the airplane or in Adam as the pilot. That's
maybe Adam.
Disappointing. Yeah.
Yeah, Adam probably looks way too young to be flying an airplane, right? That's funny. He says, "Keep up the great work. I'll try to follow along more with the show and maybe someday come to a meetup. My door is always open if anyone wants to travel to Charlotte for some good barbecue, an adult beverage, or a cup of coffee." All those sound really good to me.
Wait, I'm here. When
are
we meeting up?
She's there all the time. Ring her up. Yeah.
And coffee.
Just a fellow professional aviator. Come on, Adam. Not just a fellow professional aviator. Again, Adam Springmeyer, I believe. Yeah, Springmeyer. And then, a little special message to Liz. P.S. Liz, I love your banter. Please keep Captain Jeff and Captain Nick in line. Good luck with that. And then, he continues. P.S. Captain Nick, you may need to schedule some time with a chiropractor. Your sneeze on episode 666 made my back hurt from hearing it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I must have left that in. Sorry, I probably should have cut that out. But
no,
it did get me. It did get my attention. It was like, whoa, what the heck?
Trouble is, I don't get any notice. You know, it's half a second, and I'm going, oh no, here it comes.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's all good stuff.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Yeah, thank you, Adam. All right, we're going to continue on. We're about at that 2-hour point, but we'll give you some bonus feedback content here. Unless, Liz, you don't want me to do it so that you can save it for the next. Okay. Oh, okay. Now, Liz is asking me to let you know that if we cover all of the feedback on this show, we're going to be out. We're going to be out of it. So
we'll just have to end the show.
We'll just have to end the show, yeah. Or just do news and talk about ourselves for a couple hours. might get a little boring. But,
Don't tempt
we
us.
do have, by the way, I know main man Micah is still with us in the just celebrated. I almost said suffered. He just celebrated a birthday yesterday, and he did a couple of interviews. We played one with Captain Al. We thought we had played the one with Captain Dana. Apparently not. So we're going to have that in the queue for the next episode as well. So stay tuned. Okay, this is from Andy Harris, RNAV runway 19 at DCA. He says, howdy crew. Hope everyone's having a good start to the warm season. I'm an avid flight simmer. I'd like to think that I'm one of the simmers that would volunteer in the likely event. Both of the pilots had the same fish and they needed a volunteer to land the plane. Yeah, I don't think that's very likely, but okay. Except for at DCA, if they're landing to the south. I have attempted the RNAV and the river visual dozens of times, and let's say I'm not insurable or hireable anymore. What is the trick to pulling off that landing? Captain Jeff, you said you used to fly into DCA often. Tell us about that approach and how to do it. Love you all. Andy, we love you too, Andy. Thank you very much for that feedback and the question, because that brings me back. I mean, I've been to DCA hundreds of times in my career. In fact, flying the 727 in the 90s, a bunch of times there. And then the Mad Dog, we flew there as well for many years. Anyway, so, and I've shared this story before, but I think it's worth sharing again. My first time as a pilot flying going into Washington National Airport in the 727. Visual approach, you're following the river and you have all these step down altitudes. And if you just fly it just right, you can just make a nice gradual descent and make all those altitude restrictions all the way down. Just being, very sure that you're not drifting a little bit too far to the left. In this case, when you're heading south, or in that general direction that, on the left is where all the restricted stuff is, like the Capitol and the White House and all those Washington Monument and stuff. And so what happens is you come down and you're getting really, really close. And then at the last couple of seconds, you bank it up to, no more than 30 degrees of bank or so. And that's the guidance. And then you see how your turn's going. And then if you make the turn early enough, you're gold, or golden. However, it's my first time not really thinking about the fact that when you're so close, your turn radius, the turn radius is the same based on your speed, but everything looks different when you're really close to the runway, when you make this, turn from kind of like a dogleg or base to final. And as soon as I started my turn, thinking I had turned early enough, I realized immediately that I had not started the turn early enough, and I was going to be way overshooting. And so I did what my pilot brain told me to do, and just bank it up a little bit more. I'm not saying exactly how much I did, but it was enough that
30 degrees.
An American, It was 30 degrees. That's it. Yeah, 30 degrees plus a little bit more. There was an American Airlines 727, I think, also waiting in position to take off on runway 19. And as he saw us perform the maneuver, we rolled out and touched down, and he said, "Good show, Delta. Good show."
They enjoyed the aerobatics.
They did. They enjoyed not aerobatics, but I mean, I was just reacting like, oh, I have to do this. If not, I'm going to have to go around, and heck, I don't know, that's going to be a mess if I have to do that. So, I got it all lined up, touchdown, and the rest is history. But so that's the deal.
What were the people in the condos making when they looked out the windows?
Yeah, well, I didn't see them. I was focused only on the runway and all the passengers' faces looking out the left side of the American jet at this airplane. It looked like it was about to crash, I think. Anyway, what's the statute of limitations for this stuff?
You're retired.
I used to hate it when it was a busy day at the airport, and there was a whole line of aircraft all watching you do your approach and landing. Oh, God. Talk about being judged.
Yeah, absolutely. And back in those days, things were, I'm not saying looser, but, there were they let a lot of things go, and we were mostly hand flying airplanes back then. Yeah. Anyway,
you said this was early on in your career with Delta, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is where the whole thing about him taxiing at V1 started, because he was trying to get out of their, line of sight.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, there was something else I was going to say there. Oh, so basically the whole, my illustration, my anecdotal experience is to say that when you are making turns at the normal, 5-mile final or whatever, 4 or 5 mile final, you kind of have a sense when to start your turn, and, so that you'll roll out exactly lined up with the runway. When you get really close, like in this instance, you have to really think about that ahead of time and really start your turn before you think you really need to. And I bet if you do that, Andy, that will work out for you, and that you'll be insurable and hireable by any airline out there that flies into DCA. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Anything else from the crew? No?
I have no experience there, so
Yeah, I've
sounds
never
good to me.
been there. I don't think I want to go
would,
there either.
you guys would kill it. You guys
No
would kill
further
it.
comments.
Yeah.
Although you should see some of my approaches. They're great.
I can't imagine. Well, I mean, I can't imagine. I'm thinking, I'm glad I'm not with you when you're doing it.
By approaches, you mean descents.
Yes. Yeah.
And landing on the grass when there's a perfectly good runway to land on.
Got to save those tires.
Yeah. Okay.
The grass is perfect.
I tried that once, Steph, and the airline just didn't go along with it at all.
They weren't on board.
What are you saving the tires for?
To be used as many times as possible.
Skin
They don't
flints.
have to be replaced. I mean, we do a lot of landings, sometimes 30 a day.
Wow.
All right.
That is a
Very good.
lot.
Oh,
Have
just
you
noticed
thought
that-
of some way of picking up the parachutists without actually having to land?
The Red Bull guys have done that.
That sounds good. I mean, they did it in World War II, didn't they? There were a harness and a wire and a hook.
It was in a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's been done, but I don't know. Our jumpers don't like to land with the airplane for some reason. I don't know why.
Maybe because they're planning on jumping out of it. Yeah.
It's definitely nothing to do with our pilots' landing abilities. We're all
No. Nothing. Have they witnessed it on the ground?
No, that's why they get out. They heard
Occasionally,
stories.
they do get to land with the airplane,
And that's
if
why.
conditions do not exist for.
They go, yeah, I
safe
don't.
jumping.
It's much safer just to jump out of the airplane, whether I have a parachute or not.
Yes.
Okay. All right. This from Rick Kowalczyk, I think. Kowalczyk? I don't know. We're not really sure, Rick. Sorry. He says, an interesting article. Captain Jeff and crew, it's been a while since I wrote in. If I need to, he wrote it like that, several O's. Long while since I wrote in. If I need to report to the chief pilot, Liz, to explain why, please let me know. She's saying yes. Yeah, all boxes finally showed up. Okay, good to see you. You got jammed between Moscow and St. Petersburg today. Does
Yeah,
that
I asked him
qualify
if
for
he had a
you?
note for being late.
Yeah, is that okay, Liz? Okay, she let you off the hook. All right, good to see you. Okay, so back to Rick. I've not heard this covered on your show. It's a bit of an older article, but interesting to say the least. What I would like to see here in the U.S. is people getting fined for taking luggage with them in emergency evacuations. Yeah, we all agree with that. Either that or chop off their heads or something. Keep up the great work on the show, he says. Thanks, Rick. So this article is from gatechecked.com. Turkey fining passengers who stand up before a seatbelt sign is turned off. Turkish Airlines. It happens like clockwork every time. Just landed. The flight attendant gives the usual safety announcement reminding passengers to keep their seatbelts fastened until they get to the gate and shut down the engines. As your airplane makes that final turn, you hear the sound of seatbelts unbuckling well before the aircraft comes to a complete stop. It's become such a common practice that a few brave passengers are now going as far as standing up mid-taxi to retrieve their bags from the overhead bins in the hopes of dashing to the front once that bell chimes. And that's the reason why used to taxi very, very quickly. That keeps them in their seats because they're scared to death to stand up.
They're braced. They're holding onto the seat in front of them.
You know,
Just jump on the brakes
Little-
every now and again.
small, quick turns.
Okay. Unfortunately, it's not about me. Unfortunately, these 1 or 2 occasions are slowly turning into a trend as more and more passengers disregard the safety briefing in the name of trying to get to the front of the aircraft as quickly as possible.
Well, if
Turkey
you
is
jump on
now
the
fighting.
brakes, they will.
Yeah, they will get to the front very quickly. Turkey is now fighting back by implementing a policy which will penalize passengers who do this of any flight operating within Turkish airspace. In a circular issued by the Directorate General of Civil Aviation of Turkey, authorities are targeting 2 groups of troublemakers, including those who smoke on board aircraft. Well, people are still doing that, I guess, as well as those who get up before the aircraft's parked and the seatbelt signs are turned off. And then they have the statement here. I'm not going to read it. And it looks like they're passengers caught violating these guidelines will be subject to a fine of 2,603 Turkish liras, which is about
That's
67.
a very specific number.
It is. I wonder what. Oh, it must equate to like 50 or 60 euros and 50 pounds sterling. Obviously, doesn't align much with $67 US. So 26. Yeah, you're right. 2603.
Don't you already
That's
get
weird.
charged extra if you put 50 pounds in your luggage?
Oh, that's a different kind of pound. Pound sterling. Yeah. Let's see. Airlines operating in Turkey have also been asked with updating their landing safety briefing to warn passengers about getting up from their seats until it's safe to do so. Airlines found not in compliance with this new requirement will be subjected to prosecution under administrative law. Even though this is a step in the right direction, it's simply not enough to deter troublesome passengers from taking a second chance in the future. Maybe they should follow Ryanair's footsteps, bumping up those charges to the tune of a few $1,000s. I'm sure the impatient will suddenly make peace with the fact that they have to wait just like everyone else.
Who's supposed to
chance.
enforce these fines? I
The
mean, how are you
seatbelt-
going
That's what I
to
was
stop
wondering.
all the passengers that have
Yeah, I
stood
don't know.
up, pick them out, drag them to one side? They're you know, if they've ignored the rules to this point, they're not going to let some cabin crew detain them and fine them. It sounds completely impractical, but
I guess
nice
you could
idea.
figure out which seat they were sitting in and know who that was, as long as they haven't moved seats, and just attach it to their account. If they ever want to take another flight, they have a fine they have to pay first.
If they haven't moved seats, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I appreciate your skepticism, Captain.
I think it's maybe it's like a speed camera ticket. Just all of a sudden, 2 weeks after their flight, they get a bill in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because all this facial recognition stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
why not?
yeah. This is good use of facial
If only they had cameras on board the aircraft.
Oh, you just
Yeah.
you have the flight attendant. Oh, 4C and 11D. Yep.
Oh,
Write 'em
they
down.
just make it up for fun, don't they? They'd
Oh,
have
yeah.
a bingo
Fine for
card,
you, fine
wouldn't
for
they?
you.
He said something
Let's see if
mean. I
we
don't like
see
it.
who we can get this time.
Stay in your seat, keep your face covered, and take a picture of yourself long and with the seatbelt sign turned off clearly before you stand up.
And
so you
be
have
very
photographic
courteous
evidence
to
with
the
a
flight
timestamp.
attendants.
Yeah,
Mhm.
give them chocolate.
Oh, Tim Van Ram says his wife, my wife likes to remind passengers that exiting the plane is just like church, one row at a time. The Christian morals usually remind folks to behave.
That
You know
is
what?
not-
I think, though, in this day and time, most people would go, what? Like,
That is
never
not how we
experienced that
do it.
before.
That's not how we do
Church?
it at
What
the
do you mean?
Southern Baptist Church. I'll
If
tell
Oh,
you
no?
that
Want to
right
be
now.
first off the airplane, just buy your seat at the front of the aircraft.
There you go. Easy peasy.
It's just like paying a fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you'll
Yeah,
have
you
a
pay your
comfy
fine
seat
before
and,
or after.
and maybe a better meal. Yeah.
Yeah. Might have some other perks,
Some perks.
involved. Yeah.
Yeah, you might
All
end
right.
up sitting beside Steph. That would be a perk.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a great
It would.
experience.
Okay. Well, it's wrap up time for sure. So this is where we have the outgoing music bumper playing, or soon you'll be hearing that. And we talk about our website, airlinepilotguy.com. And we'll do an abbreviated version of our show end here. So we're just going to tell you to check out the site. Lots of good stuff there. And we're also on social media.
Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube. Those are your choices. We're Airline
Wow.
Pilot Guy or APG Crew at all of those sites. You'll figure it out. We'd love to see you there.
Wow,
And,
you did that so fast. I'm not
said
I'm not even
abbreviated.
sure I'm ready.
Well,
I know.
the
Thank
question
you.
is Hillel ready? Is he in the bathroom?
I think so.
Has he?
Hang on.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, I hear it. I hear the shower. Hello? Can you tell us about Slack?
Okay, but I'm dripping wet.
All right, come over here. Don't get drips of water over all my electrical equipment, please. Thank you very much. Okay, tell us about Slack.
APG listeners, please join us on our Slack team. Slack is a communication, coordination, and sharing platform that works on your mobile, laptop, or browser. On Slack, we share news and ideas, we suggest episode and plain tales topics, we plan events and meetups. To get into the Slack team, please email me at slack@airlinepilotguy.com. That's SLACK, Sierra Lima Alpha Charlie Kilo @airlinepilotguy.com, or send me a tweet with your preferred email address to @Hillel, and I'll send you an invitation. That's Hillel, spelled Hotel India 11 Echo 1, and see you in Slack.
Thanks a lot, Hillel. All right, and we'd also like to thank our producer, Liz, who just popped in. Perfect timing.
Good job, Liz.
Great job on short notice and short time frame between shows. Thank you for all of your hard work, always. We love you, and also we love our live chatters, our live audience. Thank you, everyone. Great to see you. Even those who showed up a little late. That's okay. We
Better
love you
late
anyway.
than never.
Better late than never, for sure. Okay. And with that, we're going to wish you clear skies, unlimited visibility, and tailwinds. Take care, and God bless.
Cheers, y'all.
GTFN, ta-ta for now.
You're welcome.
Bye, everybody.
Ta-da!
Well done.
And you know what, Liz? I've already shared or saved a copy
Oh,
of the...
my goodness me.
Whoa.
I know.
What is
So good.
what is going on?
Wow.
Are you feeling all
I
right,
know.
Jeff? Have
No.
you taken your temperature? Like, are you?
I took my
Reflective.
pills this morning, so I'm feeling better.
All right.
Wait, were
so,
they the red pills or the blue pills?
Titles. I don't know why I haven't been looking at the comments lately, but I don't know if there were some in there, but I've got a couple. I think we have to consider You're an Idiot as a title.
Oh,
I thought that was like a standing title.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but we just want to focus on that today.
You can't use that for every show.
And then this is a serious one, Farewell to a Daredevil. So that's Felix Baumgartner.
Oh, Felix, okay.
AJ's suggestion, One Runway. You know,
That was not mine. Don't put that on me.
Was that?
Don't you put that evil on me. That was
what
Mr.
was
Tim
that?
Van Ram.
Oh, Tim Van Ram.
Tim Van
okay.
Ram,
Sorry,
One
One
Runway.
Runway.
Or one runway principle, maybe.
By the way, Juan in Portuguese is João.
Well, it doesn't kind of work then, does it?
And now
We're
you
going
know.
to stick with one.
Yeah, we'll just.
I'm not
pretend
saying we
we're
should change it. That was
ignorant.
purely
I'm going
informational
with
background.
You're an Idiot. That's
Okay.
Okay,
gives me
so
lots of
we don't have to worry about
no
this.
more necessary.
No,
That's, yeah, it's got to be
exactly
You're
right.
an Idiot. It's so
Yeah.
obvious.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
I hear that all the time.
I don't call you an idiot.
No, I just call myself that.
Plenty of pictures of the crew being idiots, please.
Sure. Yeah.
I think you already have
Well, just
plenty
pick
of
any
pictures
of
of
them.
us being
I,
idiots.
no.
That should not be a difficult
I
thing.
have a
to
few.
procure.
I don't think I've got many of AJ's being anything. So
Just-
AJ,
just
send me a
Google it.
picture of you being an idiot, please.
Just Google it.
And
I
Liz,
guarantee you there's plenty.
that's another one.
And don't use the one with me flipping the bird, please.
That's got
Really?
Yeah, because I don't know. That's kind of a little offensive, I think.
He's
Well, too
regretting
late
it now.
now.
He's got bird
I'm
regret.
definitely going to put it in then.
Oh shoot.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Only joking.
We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Nigel, you're a tart.